Hello and welcome back to another episode of SDS. And it is myself, Fuad, who is back hosting this week. Hasib, back on the ones and twos this week. But hey, as they say, a table is only as good as their host. Oh! That's what they say. Whoa. So it's only right I introduce my lovely table. My vice captain today.
Yes, sir.
My main man.
Yes, sir.
My fellow F. Yeah. Faisal is here. How we doing, brother? You good?
I feel good. I feel very good.
I know you do. I know
after
you
the result
do.
today, I feel very good.
Up Chelsea.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Hey, introduce the segment.
Wait. Let me introduce the table first. Sitting across from you, we have a man who has mastered the way to beat you in Mastermind. And that's a two-time Mastermind champ. Lias Bouzidi is in the building. Clap. You know what I mean?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like sitting next to him, we have Italy's finest. Brescia's very own. Not Andrea Pirlo, it's Ilias Noriega. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the table. And of course, without you at home as well, make sure you get involved in the comments. Please like the video if you do. And if you're obviously watching this or on audio, 5-star this as well, please. Make sure you check out some of the other content on SDS as well, because we've got Fu and Liban show. Dropped the last episode with Chunks just this week as well.
Banger.
And if you notice, we're doing a lot more on the channel this season. So
New
make
studio.
sure you guys are keeping your eyes peeled for the extra content. Make sure you're subscribed. Stay tuned. But we got a Premier League roundup to get into, lads. There's been a lot happening this weekend. A lot of points won. A lot of points dropped. And I feel like there should be only one place we really begin. And that's at Manchester United. Hey, I'm the host, then,
You thought.
Can I not? Nah?
It's FDS today.
Yeah. But let's start, of course, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham 3, Chelsea 4, which what seemed like a slobber knocker.
Slobber knocker.
You ain't heard that now?
I'm new around here, bro. I've only been here
Come
3 years,
on,
man.
that's a WWE term as well. You Americans should be used to that. You didn't watch WWE, did you? Hey.
I'm a grown
But
man.
nah. Interesting game, of course. This is where, normally I could go on a 5-minute tangent. But you know what I want to do as the host this week? I want to open the floor to you
Oh,
guys
I bet you do. I bet
and
you do.
say, what questions do you want to ask me?
Oh.
I'm not saying you go off on a tangent, because I could sit here and rant and rave, and trust me, I can go 10 different directions. But let's try and keep this cohesive, shall we? So, where do you guys want to start on this game?
Oh, this is a Q&A for Tottenham fan. Oh, I got a question
When
for
did you realize you were a victim?
The day I was born.
Yeah.
I
day
came
you chose
into this
Tottenham
world.
Hotspur.
Okay, let me ask you this. This is
Go
where I
on.
want to start. 2-0 up. Seemingly comfy in terms of the score, although with Spurs, you never are comfy.
Yeah.
I felt, but I'm curious to get your impression, that at 2-0, with Spurs, how volatile they can be and how explosive Chelsea can be attacking,
Yeah.
the next goal was like a decider in terms of either side. I genuinely felt if Spurs got the third, look, even them, they can't blow that kind of lead. But if Chelsea concede, the alarm bells start ringing, the frailties start being exposed, and Spurs, well, they're Spursy.
Yeah.
Doing what Spurs
Did you feel that exact same way at 2-0?
100%. And straight away, I was doing a watch along, and straight away in the chat, everyone's getting excited. And of course, in the moment, 10 minutes in, 2 goals up, you're thinking, bro, we might have a field day here. But if anybody has been watching Spurs this season, you cannot get carried away at 1-0, at 2-0.
So this season, hold on, that's the history of Tottenham, bro.
We can go back further in time. I'm just trying to keep it
Lads,
recent.
it's Tottenham.
I'm just trying to keep it recent. You know what I mean?
recent, yeah.
Brighton, we've seen. West Ham, we almost fumbled that. And it's like so many times we've seen Spurs throw away needless results. So as you said, that next goal was crucial. The fact that we couldn't even hold it for 5 minutes, it was almost as if the second goal went in and all common sense went out of the window. And the worst part about it is you take the risk before the game of starting Romero and Van der Ven. And when we saw the lineups, I was like, you know
I couldn't
what?
believe it.
My chances of maybe being hopeful in this game have just gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
Them two are bossing it as well. First 10
they're
minutes, I'm
games.
thinking,
Yeah.
very good. He goes out, and it seems like all composure. Also, and I'm not just saying it's Romero. I think it's a knock-on effect of how Ange just set us up. And we spoke on this on the last international break, saying how he's taken accountability, saying he's left us too open and he's going to tweak some things. We haven't seen any tweaks because today, after that second goal went in, it was an invitation. How do you want us, Chelsea?
Yeah.
You want us on our side?
Yeah.
On our back?
Yeah.
On our front?
First.
Whichever way.
All fours.
they had their
Okay,
way with
alright
us,
then,
bro.
alright then.
And whether it was down Sancho, whether it was Neto, whether it was Palmer, every man got 20 yards, 30 yards of space. What do you want to do with the ball? And we will try and not defend. It's only a matter of time. You can only miss a couple more opportunities that came for us. Second half game was gone and out of sight. And then you take into account the dumb, stupid, idiotic, individual decisions that are being made by Basuma, Pape Sarr.
bro.
Yeah.
That Palmer penalty in particular, right? The
Oh,
first
yeah.
one on Caicedo was bad enough, right? Why was he sliding in like that? But the second one,
2-1.
no, the second one for me, actually, like,
Sarr.
I was like,
It was bad.
Palmer is facing away from the goal. He's heading outside of the box. Let him, bro. He's no
Yeah.
danger.
And Palmer was looking for the challenge as well.
He was waiting. He slowed down. He
He's
slowed
running
down.
outside of the
Smart.
box. He's not going towards goal.
Yeah.
Why are you clattering into him like
It
that?
makes no sense. And even Basuma's one infuriated me even more because for me, you're a more seasoned player. You're someone who's meant to have a bit of composure
That was a
about you.
tackle of a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
What? Oh, bro, I see that in Sunday League.
Yeah.
That's
He went
stupid.
flying.
He went flying off the ground, 2 feet in the air, and it's Caicedo on his left foot going down the byline. I'll happily let him get a left foot crossing. Why are you diving in? You make it 2-2. Now it's... you know how this goes
there
under
it's
Spurs.
always
From
gonna-
there, momentum completely goes, heads completely go, and even more frustrating on when you see how open we are and how Chelsea are just coming wave after wave. Surely as a manager, because we spoke about this last week as well, you tweak it. In game, you think, you know what, fullbacks don't bomb up for 5-10 minutes. Let's hold fire. Basuma and Sarr maybe give us a bit of protection. We just carry on playing the way we're playing. Gung-ho, free-flowing. When does he decide to make a substitution? In the 83rd minute. Triple sub, I'm bringing on Archie Gray, Bergvall, and Maddison. And Maddison tried to do what he do. Should have brought him on instead of Werner. Why is Werner your first go-to sub? Why?
And this goes back to what you were saying the other week in terms of like you were giving Ange some leeway, but then you were saying there's ultimately decisions that he's going to make that no matter whether you like him or not, he's kind of in trouble.
100%. And this week, we've seen the pressure crank on him. Midweek,
Massively.
you saw Bournemouth, the loss.
What are your thoughts on that, by the way? In
as
terms of not only just like okay how the away fans kind of
Yeah.
reciprocated him, but I mean even today after the game, loud boos, like the pressure is definitely.
I think he's on
cranked up.
thin ice. I think he's on thin ice.
100% the pressure's cranking, but the pressure is not nothing that he hasn't brought on himself. When you start the season talking about second seasons, I usually win trophies. Okay, cool. This is the barometer we're going to hold you to. And I expect to see some type of tactical improvements within this team. We haven't. We've changed systems, but there hasn't been anything improving. And the issue is also so many times you feel like just with Ange, there's a stubbornness there. And I think that's the stubbornness people are annoyed with. Like, they're sticking with Werner. They're sticking with the system. And I know this is going to be a long-term process. So I know there's going to be teething problems. I think this is this whole calendar year, we've been having these problems. I'm waiting for him to iron this out. For me, I don't think it's time for him to go.
I agree.
I think people are jumping the gun way ahead because it's not like there's a market out there right now.
I agree.
It's not like the Spurs job is a really
It's not an appealing job.
attractive job, let's be honest.
I don't even think
And
it's
then-
just that. If I'm being completely honest with you, right?
What do you want to do? We've got a project manager right
Right.
now. You're going to sack him to get another project
Right,
manager.
or like you've already tried the competitive win now mode. You've tried going for a lower team manager in
Yeah.
Nuno. You're going out for a project manager. What do Spurs want to be? That's my
100%.
That's my ultimate
So for
question.
me, it's a
them.
case of you wanted him to bring in an identity. Cool.
Yeah.
He's given you that. He's made us attacking football. But that's also made us very leaky defensively. And the confusing part is I actually think we have good players in our defense, but we defend badly.
As a unit,
we
it's
have
more.
bad players in attack, but we somehow score goals. It's confusing. And that for me is where he needs
That's
to
a
close the
coaching
gap.
thing. Yeah,
and that's a
that's a coaching
coaching
thing.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me, I'm happy to almost let him figure it out. I think the game against you guys in the Carabao Cup is going to be a huge thing.
If you lose that game, you're in trouble.
Lose that. Lose early in the Europa League knockout stages. Get knocked out of the FA Cup. Now we're talking a different scenario. But before any of that happens, I'm happy to even give him January. Because I feel like in the summer, we gave him a couple of kids.
Do you think Daniel Levy will give him that, though? The way the temperature is kind of cranking up, bro, and the way Daniel Levy is kind of trigger happy at times.
You do this trigger happy shit, and trust me, we're turning our attentions to you very quickly.
But haven't we been?
Because
Haven't you guys been saying that?
We've been
Yeah.
saying this for 20 years. It's the same old.
Yeah,
and
so-
guess what? Conte's fault. Jose's fault. Nuno's fault. Poch's fault. Ange's fault. At some point, it's going to be your fault,
What's the common
brother.
denominator?
I don't know. I don't know if
100%.
Spurs fans will like. I think everyone at Spurs knows that Daniel Levy is an issue, but in terms of like, I feel like
So for
fans
me,
are
it's a
okay-
case
yeah.
of if you're not going to back him in January and you're just going to keep him on and wait till he gets knocked out, what is the point of this last 14 months?
I agree.
What have we done here?
I agree.
What was the point of sacking Conte?
You know what Spurs got to do?
What's a cycle for you?
Fold as a club?
They got to ride the storm, man.
Ride it.
Spurs got to ride the
Ride
storm,
it.
man.
I hear you.
No, you got to
but I'm
ride
not-
the ant storm, bro. You got to ride the ant storm, bro. I'm so real. You got to ride it.
I hear you.
Shout out Lee,
I
man.
hear you.
Ride
but
the storm,
I'm
bro.
not, we're
Lee
not
man started a
taking
wave,
that.
man. He started a
We're
wave.
starting something else.
He started a
But
wave.
It's not going to be called Ride the Storm.
What do they got in Australia? Ride the kangaroo, mate.
Yeah.
So you got to do it, man.
But listen,
What do you think of the Caicedo challenge? Do you think it should have been a red?
100%.
Yeah?
Do you know why?
got
I
off
say that because I remember the Spurs-Chelsea game last year where
Yeah.
Romero got sent off for a studs-up challenge like
Yeah.
that against Enzo, and it went VAR, retrospectively looked at it. He not only studs him, he gives him a little right hook afterwards as well. I was like,
Caicedo was moving like
Yeah.
what's the word? Enforcer
Like,
today,
a
bro.
couple
That's-
times on Sun as
guess
well.
what?
Yeah.
That's the energy you need to play.
Facts,
I
for real.
cannot, he was one that I was like, today, you know what?
Yeah.
You have
He
crashed on
showed
so
up.
many of my players.
Yeah.
I'm saluting you on a slide.
respect.
I'm very angry here.
Yeah.
But you, sir, have impressed me. The way he played that game,
was incredible.
that's how the game should
Not
be
just
played.
him, is Chelsea as a whole.
Talk to me, talk to me.
It's Chelsea as a whole. The first 10 minutes was like Southampton, like in the midweek. And Maresca came out and said, listen, the 10 minutes, I'm not happy with it. They conceded a sloppy goal. The first 10-minute, Cucurella, I don't know what boots he was wearing. I don't know what shoes he was wearing.
But he had normal boots. He had studs on. When he
just
changed his
slipping
boots,
like
there were
crazy.
studs.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how do you slip so much with those studs and then just change the studs again? Like, I didn't get, and he blamed the kit man as well.
It made no...
looking at Kit Man like, oh, Kit Man.
Well, I made no...
I feel like he was trying to look for a little
Yeah, of course. And it was funny that he,
Johnson, I
it's
was
like,
absolutely
he
cooking
just
in
ran
that
straight
first
over
half.
after the second goal.
He ran straight, he ran
He's running
straight
over his
over.
hair's bouncing and everything. It's like, come on, bro.
He played a lot better when he changed boots.
Much
So,
better.
maybe there was something there.
Much better. And then Badishile had a mistake. I was like, raw, okay, this is looking long now. But then the moment Sancho, what
Yeah.
individual brilliance. Like, I did not know he had that in his... We knew he had it, but the fact that he's still having it now,
Yeah.
the fact that going...
How have you not realised why? Do you know why he played like that today?
Why?
He's got a new girl.
Oh.
Carucci. He's got Chris Brown's old work.
Ah.
He said, I need to turn off her. He said, I need to... bro, you know...
Is that look at Rashford? Is that confirmed?
Look at
Is that
Rashford and
publicized?
Grace. Come on, man.
Hold on.
Come on, man.
Two goals against
Come on, man.
Everton,
Hey,
right?
well, I'm starting to see a pattern now.
Come on, man. If you want
I'm
to...
starting to see a pattern now.
Mbappe, what do we need?
I'm starting to see a pattern.
Mbappe.
Mbappe today said he's looking for love. Mbappe said he's looking for love
Well,
today. You
like,
see
looking for
that?
love. Kiki, whoever you want.
Yeah.
I don't care what.
Hold on. I got a question though. So why with Enzo, when he loses his girl,
No, but he
the
no,
form
he was
increases?
married. No, it's different. It's different. When you're married and you become single and the divorcee,
Yeah.
you turn up.
You
Turn up.
There's a new single man energy.
Yeah.
Single man
And then
energy.
when you get a new bad one,
sense.
you
Yeah.
turn up. You don't understand.
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle. You don't understand.
Kiki needs to do his own. Kiki
Exactly.
needs to do it.
He's been single for too long.
Well, he's been single for too long.
There's a lot of
I can't lie,
man. There's
that's
a lot
a
of
baddie. He needs a
man.
baddie
There's a
in
lot
his
of man that need
biting
a.
your lip right now, right?
No, I'm looking for solutions. I'm looking for solutions.
Hold on.
You don't want to do anything for the team to win.
Hey.
You are not the solution, bro.
You're not.
What are you willing to do to win?
He doesn't want an Iraqi. He don't want an Iraqi girl.
Kiki, I'm gonna be real. Arabs, a lot of potential, my brother. A lot of potential.
A lot of headaches.
Sell a whole region.
A lot of potential.
A lot of headaches right there,
A
keeper.
lot of potential.
The Sancho's goal though, I remember seeing Kulusevski 5 minutes before score something similar, and I was like, it's like he saw him score that and went, I'll raise you one.
You know, I think Sancho scored that. Honestly, I'm not even joking here. I think he scored that exact goal for us against you guys like 2 years ago.
A
When we
similar
drew
one
2-2 at the
towards
White
the
Hart.
end, yeah.
Right, it was very similar against you guys.
That was such a clean hit.
Yeah.
Such a
It was,
clean
it
hit.
was perfect.
But you mentioned Caicedo in the first half. I would like to mention Lavia in the first half because Lavia was incredible going up defensively, reading. After the first 10 minutes, 15 minute stretch after Liverpool had that little press. Spurs had that press from there, bro. Chelsea had full control, which they normally do. The second half, it opened up.
Domination.
But what did he do? What did Enzo do? What every good manager does. He made a
Changes.
change.
Malo
He said,
Gusto.
Caicedo, you were playing good at right back. Let me put you midfield now.
In the
Gusto,
midfield.
come on. Change the game.
Lavia,
lie.
I think Lavia
was very good.
Lavia's on that minute restriction.
Minute
recently.
restriction. He had a yellow card
I
as
thought
well.
Gusto was really good though. I thought Gusto had his best
Very
performance
good.
of the season.
Same.
Very good. Since he came on, that was a bit more controlled defensively. And still, what pisses me off defensively is Sanchez. Because all of your attack came from this bomb.
His mistakes.
From his mistake. You know, when the ball gets, when that ball gets to him, wallah, I shake.
Basil, come on, man. Half Jamaican. Half Jamaican.
He's not Jamaican.
He's half Jamaican.
Robert
bro.
Sanchez.
Half Jamaican.
Trinidad.
He's half Jamaican, bro.
He's not-
Oh, the ball, clock! When the ball comes to him.
He's
Let me get the ball. Let me get the ball.
He's not.
That's what he's saying to them, though. And the defenders are tweaking. They say, who's that? But in training, they hear Spanish accent.
say that again?
They say, hola. They hear hola in training. They want the ball, clock! Lead the bar. That's what they hear in the game. And all the defenders are like, what's going on, bro?
Where did Islam come from?
Yeah, bro.
He's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You can't have a Jamaican keeper. You can't. Get Jorgensen and go.
Bro,
Jorgensen's good with his feet as well.
This is what I'm
Get
saying.
Jorgensen
This
and
is
go.
what I said after the Southampton game. And this is what I don't get with Enzo Maresca. I hear it. Certain players rotation last game, but if someone does well, reward him with the performances. Johnson did very well last game. Reward him with the
To be
performance.
fair, he's been doing that for most of the team, to be fair. Madueke, when he doesn't play well, he swaps him.
With Neto.
But I remember he had like a strong love for Sanchez in pre-season. Do you remember when they said, "Yo, you signed"? I think they signed two keepers in the summer, and they said, "Oh, you're gonna have this as a backup keeper." He said, "No, Sanchez, my number one."
And on top of that, they offloaded Kepa to make sure Sanchez.
Even Petkovic, I swear they
because they went
Do you think a part of that is though he wants to give his goalkeeper confidence? I feel like goalkeepers are like strikers where without confidence, if they don't feel like they have the backing of the manager, they're prone to a clanger.
Normally I would agree, but I feel like Maresca is ruthless, man. Honestly, I think honestly, if he wants if he doesn't think someone's up for it, I think he'll take them out. I don't think he's really fussed about that. I think genuinely with Sanchez, it might be from a tactical point of view. He believes he's the best fit. I genuinely think it could be because he's
Spanish favourites.
No, it could be
Spanish.
Oh, he's Italian.
Yeah, hey. Language is almost the same though. Languages are close. Languages are close.
Italian, Spanish are the same now.
Close.
Don't give it leeway. Don't give it leeway.
He's our Italian correspondent, bro.
We gonna get you back next week, bro. Don't worry.
Comme ci, comme ça.
That's French.
I want to ask you.
It's close, man. Close, man.
I want to ask you, what did you make of Nico Jackson today? Because you're obviously a big Nico Jackson fan. First half, I thought movement was very good.
Movement as well.
Just seemed a bit off in the execution final.
Off, and he took too many touches.
Yeah.
He took too many touches in certain attacks, which there was moments where he could have offloaded Neto and Sancho a bit earlier, but he took that additional extra 2-3 touches that just delayed the whole attack. When I think Nkunku has done well coming off the bench, starting the Europa League games. Certain players I was impressed with. I was very, very impressed with Enzo Fernandez.
Oh, he's been crazy recently.
Brother, I hear it. The divorce thing, I think people should take notes.
I hear it,
now.
bro. I hear it.
People should take notes that because it's making sense now. It is proper making sense.
The divorce thing is serious, bro.
It's serious.
Come on, Lias don't know.
Stop
He
this,
doesn't
bro.
know,
Stop
bro.
this PR thing, bro.
He don't know.
I'm not laughing at I'm not laughing at them. I'm laughing at different reasons.
I see you doing it in the future as well. I see you doing it in the future. But what he's done has been absolutely incredible. And this is what last season I was saying. Listen, Caicedo, Enzo, can it work? Can it work? Can it work? People kept saying, change the manager, change the system. Them two are moving like they've been playing for years, bro. Cole Palmer, that little trickery, the way he was gliding when he passed it was a cross which got deflected.
Oh, which one? The Enzo goal.
The goal, yeah. It was a shot. He was going for a
It
goal.
was a shot.
Regardless, he made the goal. He made the
Cole
goal.
Palmer was brilliant. Let's not.
He made the
let's
goal,
not
though.
stress
The footwork
this
was nice,
through.
but
It was a good finish.
He
though.
created that chance by deflecting
It
cross.
was a cross. It was a cross. It was a cross.
It was a good
Give
finish,
him the
though.
benefit of the doubt, bro.
I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt, bro.
After going 4-4
Nah, that's a dubious. That's a
the benefit of the
dubious
doubt.
assist,
Yeah.
bro. We giving that shit to anyone now.
No,
bro.
that's an assist. That's FPL. That's an assist now.
He got an FPL assist as well.
That's
Game's gone.
But left foot finish, and then of course the last goal.
The two penalties.
Two penalties.
Yeah.
Two penalties were just complete and utter.
What's he got?
bozo
100%
moments.
penalty record in the
He
Premier
has
League?
the best penalty record in
Premier League history, isn't it? Yeah.
He's never missed a one, no?
He hasn't missed. I think the total now is like
Yeah.
How
enough.
many has it been?
I don't know how many he's taken yet. Our host with the most might be able to find out for us. 12 penalties?
12 penalties.
12
and
penalties, 100% record.
Wasn't 17?
It might be all comps 17.
All comps maybe 17.
Potential all
You know what it is with Cole Palmer, right? We talked about this last week, and it was this narrative around his big game performances. And even today, to be fair, I'm still seeing a lot of people saying they didn't think he played that
He
well.
didn't do much
Well,
other than the
here's
goals.
the thing. I
In
feel
the
like with
first half, he was
Cole
pretty quiet,
Palmer,
yeah.
I think what makes him really, really good, and something I liked about his game, is I think he picks his moments very, very well, and he's very decisive in those moments, especially in the positions he takes up. Now, in the big games, one thing I've tended to not like about Cole Palmer so much this season, not so much not like it, but I think he struggled in this regard, is that in the bigger games against tougher opposition who really pack the midfield with big athletic guys, I think that area in the number 10 role, right behind Nico Jackson, I don't think he executes as well in that role as he possibly could. I think sometimes it's tight situations and he doesn't really have the burst to get out of it sometimes.
Yeah.
I think one thing I really want to see him, and I think today he really did it well, sometimes when it's not working for you in those advanced positions, drop deep and try and impact the game there.
Which he did.
Go more to the right and impact the game there. Find spaces, find pockets that you can be more effective in and help your team
What De
win.
Bruyne does.
And I thought today he did a really good job of that, right? That the run that he does, it comes from him drifting out to the right.
yeah.
And I think he needs to do that way more because sometimes teams are gonna try and mark you out of games, pack the midfield. Don't let Cole Palmer pick up the ball on the edge of the box. How else can you impact your game? For me today, I thought he did a really good job in this game.
And the second goal, people of course going to say it's a penalty. It's a penalty. I like to just highlight what happened to cause the penalty.
Leading up to it.
Neto dispossessing Destiny on that right hand side, carrying the ball forward, and Sancho. Bro, that disguise of a pass.
Yeah,
the way
really
he was going past one or two players, managed to find Casado. Yes, it was a penalty, but I think Sancho, for me, I know I'm jumping the gun. I know we wait towards the end to give the round of applause, something that we've now invented on this roundup. But I'm gonna go straight away, bro. Sancho.
Who you giving a round of applause to from
Jadon
this game?
Sancho.
Jaden Malik.
You were the one that influenced this game.
No,
Blah,
fair.
blah, blah. Round of applause for this performance.
I think today's the best performance he's put in since he came to England. In the Premier League, that's his best performance since he came to the Premier League.
And it's sad because he won't get... Nothing goes on the scoreboard for that pass to Caicedo.
But I think that makes it more impressive.
Yeah.
For me, that makes the performance more impressive, and he was a constant threat throughout the game as well. And your boy Neto as well, I thought was decent.
Neto's quality. He's been quality.
Neto's been quality on that right hand side.
Of course, when Madueke came on as well, I thought he was effective. But does this win now make Chelsea serious title contenders for this season? Because they're obviously now above Arsenal 2 points, 4 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool have a game in hand, but you look at the way they're playing. They've got Conference League playing a completely rotated.
Their fixtures,
and then the fixtures they've got coming up, I think.
On paper, they're a joke.
I've got it here. Brentford, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Crystal Palace, and that's all the way up until January. They could go on a real good stretch of a run here. Are they in the title race this season? Are they the little horse, maybe?
It's a little horse. Don't look at us.
Need the milk.
Don't look at us. It's a little horse.
A little calf.
Yeah.
He needs some milk. He needs some... What was Mourinho saying?
Exactly. But start of the season, a lot of people are making fun. 46 players, 47 players. Yeah. How can they do it? Enzo Maresca.
1 billion bottle jobs.
1 billion bottle job. Yeah. Todd Bowley. Look, he's looking at Facebook tweets.
Yeah.
He's
in spaces.
He's in spaces. Enzo Maresca's going to get sacked, this and that. Don't switch up now. Just because we're doing well.
Yeah.
And hey, let me ask you guys the question now. The same way this is a Q&A. Let me ask you guys now questions. What color is grass?
Let me think.
Green.
What color is a tennis ball?
Green.
What color is the SDS logo behind you?
It's green.
It's green as well.
And what color is Liban say is going to be by the end of the season?
Oh. I didn't know you were going with that one.
Faisal, you deserve a round of applause for that one.
What color is that going to be?
He didn't stutter once in the whole thing. I'm proud of you.
People
I know who practiced that in the mirror. That was at least 17 times last night. Hey! He said, yo.
He says, they
What
got
color
this
is
one.
that? What color is there? Green.
Initially, I said, you know what I said initially? What color is an apple? But I said apple's red. Apple's red as well. You might say red. What color is grapes? They might say black.
Grapes are black.
Black grapes elite. Black grapes elite.
He makes you sound like you're Borat, bro.
Yeah. You're from Kazakhstan.
Come on, man. Hey.
But now, that forfeit for me is gone. It's no. I'm not
Look in
looking
the camera right now and tell Liban.
Liban.
Tell him
my
that
brother.
forfeit.
That's the reason why you haven't been on SDS recently. My brother, concentrate on your own show. Pick up your own show. Leave SDS for the big boys, yeah? Leave that little show of yours, yeah? Put the Liban and Food show in the back. The roundup, that's my thing, brother. I'm looking at one person. I'm not looking at one person only. I'm looking ahead. I'm looking... That's behind the That's behind the of course. I'm looking at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool, I'm looking for you now. I'm a little horse, but at the same time, brother, we're getting there. Arsenal, we'll chat about Arsenal. I'm going to be real. I'm looking, depending on how the next games go and how we get, I think it's important to pick up this December, crucially. If we win if we win every single game in December, my brother, by the end of this month, I'm going to say we are title contenders. At the moment, we are title, but at the end of this month, I'm saying with chest, we're getting there.
Right now, you're the little horse. You're going to be the Lloyd CSB horse soon, you know?
Trust me.
Galloping through the sand.
Hey, I'm galloping as well.
What do you two say? Do you two look at Chelsea as serious title contenders this year?
I think at the moment, right, it's hard not to. Because, do I think they're going to win it? I don't. I think Liverpool this year, even Arsenal, I don't think they're going to win it. I think Liverpool this year would take a collapse.
Almost replicate what Liverpool did last year.
I think they will go. That's what I'm saying. I think Chelsea will go far. I think Chelsea have shown me this season they've proved me massively wrong because I did not foresee this whatsoever. I'm
and me
willing
both,
to eat
bro.
humble pie.
I don't think anyone really
No, but
expected
me personally, I was
not many,
pretty critical. I was pretty critical of Chelsea at the beginning of the season. I wasn't very impressed with their business. I have to eat my humble pie. They've been far superior. Like Maresca, what he's done, crazy.
Yeah.
Do I think they're going to win it? No. But do I think Chelsea are capable of March, April time being single-digit points behind Liverpool, being within touching distance, hoping that maybe a result can go their way? Maybe. But I think Liverpool are the strongest team in the league this season, and I think they've built up enough of a lead that I would be massively shocked if they slip this up.
Yeah.
Oh, first, just before we wrap up on this, just for me as a Spurs fan, just give me some solace and hope. What can Spurs do to actually get back on track or actually look like a half-decent side?
I don't think there's much way back for you guys at the moment. What is it, 14 months, no back-to-back wins? The most inconsistent team in the Premier League.
6 wins, 7 losses at the moment from 15 games.
That is terrible. You've got Son, you've got all these big players in your team, and they've got no backup to them, so they're content in how they perform. You've got your manager saying, second season syndrome, I'm going to win a trophy. When we beat you guys last season, he said, I don't need a set-piece coach.
I said, give me some hope, bro. Liaz, what you got for me?
I'm giving you something else. I think it's going to
Give
be
me a reality check. I already know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for you guys this season, and I feel like you said earlier, if you get knocked out in the cup competitions, the end of the season is going to be very tough for Ange. I think that conversation at the end of the season with Levy is going to be, hey, it might be time for you to go.
If he's still even here, that is. But
Ride the storm, mate.
Ride the kangaroo.
Ride the kangaroo, mate.
Ride a
Today's
koala.
Monday, right? Today's Monday, 4 days before Jummah. My brother, go to the mosque. Go to the mosque, my brother, pray, and maybe just say.
He's been praying a long time.
Say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Have you not seen he's got the sujood mark on his forehead? I mean, he's been praying for a minute, bro.
he's not wrong. He's
Tough out here, man. It's tough out here.
Hey, man, it ain't easy. A couple stats from the game. Cole Palmer is the only player to be directly involved in 50 goals in the Premier League since the start of last season.
I want to ask you a question, about Cole Palmer.
Go for it.
Open up the crowd. Jamie Carragher said after the game, and granted, I think Jamie Carragher here...
He loves Cole Palmer.
I like Jamie. I also think he's not the biggest fan of Mo Salah.
Yeah.
He posed the question. I think, to be fair, some people misinterpreted it, but let's have a serious conversation here. He said since Cole Palmer has come to Chelsea, which is about 16 months ago, August 2023, he doesn't think there's been a player that has outperformed him. He doesn't think anyone has performed better than he has in that period of time. And people were getting onto him saying, well, Salah, this guy. But I was actually thinking about it. Last year, the 3 candidates for player of the year last season were Palmer, Foden, and I would have said Rodri personally. Yeah. Those are probably the 3 best. This year, Rodri and Foden have fell off, or one of them is injured. The other one has been horrible. And Saka and Salah are really the 2 guys who have risen. But Palmer has been the constant throughout that, from last season to this season. Do you think anyone has outperformed him in that stretch of period?
For 6,
Saka's the one.
I'd say Saka because we've had this conversation.
This season, I would have said there were games where Palmer maybe.
But that's
had
taking last season into account too. So
last season
into this season.
I think maybe I would.
You would take Saka because last year for me, Palmer had a better season than Saka.
I do agree with that, but then I think Saka had a better start to this season, and. I mean,
it's a weird one.
It's a
weird
one
because if you say Saka's been more consistent, you might be discounting him. Yeah, you're discounting what Palmer's done. But there's been games where Palmer's been quiet. And obviously, there's been games where Saka's been quiet.
For me, if you would say from the start of last season to this year, they're the 2 for me that are
Yeah.
Clear and cut away above the rest.
I can't even Mohamed last season was the only really spark for Liverpool. If you're really
for parts of the season, but then I remember post AFCON, I think Salah had a rough spot, and then towards the end, last stretch when he was falling out, not falling out, but him and Klopp had that little.
The West Ham thing, yeah.
I don't know. I think
so finishing on 2019 is now considered a bad season.
Are you saying it's
Palmer finished more than that? I'm pretty sure last season, bro.
I think Palmer had a 2020 season, isn't it?
Bro, Palmer, and that's in the league.
No, not in the league. He didn't have 2020 in the league.
And then you look at as well too. Palmer was playing for 10th place Chelsea last season, bro. For me, look, I think it's definitely a conversation. I think if you were to say Salah, I think Salah's the best player in the Premier League right now. So he's definitely in the conversation. But I don't think it's a bad shout.
For 16 months?
I think Palmer's in that conversation,
I'm going to give it to Cole. For 16 months, it's Cole.
I think he's got a shout, bro.
Yeah.
For Cole.
Yeah. I just think the only thing I have against him is, we've had this conversation before, he does have patches where he doesn't do much for a few games, then he'll have a game where he scores 3 or 4 goals, which is frustrating from watching him as good as he is, he should be spreading those goals out across multiple games.
He's done a good job of doing that, though, bro. Look, he had that one game where he scored 4 against Brighton, but other than that, I feel like
this season. I'm talking about previous season.
I mean,
and coming up to now. Like the big games this season, he's been.
Last season, if you remember, he didn't score like I think an open play goal for like the first 2 or 3 months, and then he went on this crazy run from January onwards, where it felt like he was scoring every single game. To be fair, I don't know. I feel like Palmer right now. We talk about this a lot. I feel like he's kind of being put in this bubble now where people are looking, open play, non-penalty goals. If he doesn't do that, forget about his performance.
I hate that, man.
It doesn't really matter.
But that's the level he's now.
But I don't think that's fair. I think when you look at his performances, for me, like I keep telling you, he's one of those players. I don't really care if he scores or assists. That doesn't, for me, define a Cole Palmer performance.
He's getting the due treatment from last season.
I agree.
He's getting a due, whereas now people look at him, give me goals.
And if he doesn't give you goals, it's like, he didn't.
They don't look at his all-round performance.
Exactly. But the fact that now he's getting the due treatment, it just shows he's one of the best players in the world.
That's true.
Couple more stats from the game. Chelsea are the first team to come from 2 goals behind to win a London derby in the Premier League since Arsenal beat Tottenham Hotspur 5-2 in February 2012. Chelsea now have 15 Premier League points at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, at least 5 more than any other away side since it opened in 2019. They've won 5 of the last 6 at our ground. You've won the last 3 as well. Open season. Enzo Fernandez, last 6 games, 6 assists and 3 goals. And this was the 11th time that Tottenham Hotspur lost a Premier League game after having been 2+ goals ahead, at least 4 more such defeats than any other side in the competition's history.
And can I give you, before you end it, with a stat of my own?
Go on.
This is Chelsea's best ever start since
Jose
Antonio
Mourinho?
Conte, no?
Jose Mourinho?
the last time they won the Prem.
Antonio Conte.
Antonio Conte.
They went on that unbeaten run. Like, it was crazy.
Researcher didn't add that one, so I'm going to count that one.
You know,
as a
Cole Palmer
triple
as well.
F,
There's
fake
another
fact face.
There's another stat as well too.
It's because they haven't done their own job.
Yeah, but then what?
Yeah, we beat them 3-0. We beat them 3-0 and they changed formation.
I think by this point of the season, though, they were still like on.
Yeah, that was a fake fact from Faisal.
That was a triple
I
F.
told you. Yeah, because we made them basically change their whole.
How far into the season was that?
Yeah.
That was like quite a bit into the season.
I don't think
I'm
it
sure it was
as far as
early doors. I think it was
think
early
No,
doors.
it was within the first 10 games.
Yeah.
It was within the first 10
It
games.
wasn't.
I don't know, but I was gonna say Cole Palmer final 1. I think he broke the record today for most goal contributions for a Chelsea player in Premier League history in a calendar year. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank had the record for I think 36 goal contributions or 37. Today Cole Palmer broke the record.
I think it's 38 now, isn't it?
Something at 37 or 38.
Can I say something complete off topic? You know how Arsenal tweeted they scored 100 goals? You just literally reminded me of the calendar year thing. You know how Arsenal tweeted, we got 100 goals last week with Timber?
Oh, yeah.
Fam, it made me think of Messi's. What the hell?
91 goals.
Wallah, what the
91
hell
goals
did
in
you-
the calendar year.
What the hell did you do, fam?
That's goals, by the way. People are talking about 38 goal contributions.
Fam.
Yeah, scoring 91 goals in the calendar season is not normal.
Bro.
Fake, bro.
I remember
Moving
there's a summer break as well in the season, in the year as well.
Wallah.
Messi hype, man. Anyway, moving on. Manchester 2.
United.
Nottingham Forest 3.
Amarim's Red Army.
Ruben Interim.
This is Ruben Amorim.
Ruben Interim is crazy.
You see why last week when
The
you were
fact
doing
that
the
they already covered slander
you see
names.
last week when you were trying to do the 3-point collectors and you skipped over
get
United,
why.
I was so pissed.
I get why.
I don't know the next time I'm gonna be a 3-point
get
collector,
why now.
bro. I take everything I get. Like
Midweek,
this should mean something to me,
got
man.
slapped by them, and then coming to Forest as well, losing to them. Talk to me about what you saw in that game. Are you seeing patterns, my brother? Are you seeing the Amorim way? Tell me what you're seeing.
Are you seeing hope in life?
Like, how's life treating you now that you're just... I don't even know what it is, bro.
And on top of
It's
that,
just depressing.
on top of that,
Like, I'm depressed for you.
when you went,
Sorry, this is an inquest, in
when
case
you
you haven't
went,
realised.
You got a Q&A again.
when you went on holiday and saw your lovely parents, did you?
That's what you know your parents for.
Did you look at your dad in the eye and say, "Dad, why? I know you support United growing up. Why did you make me go through hell?
Why did you put me through this?
Why?
Why?
It's funny
It's
you said
your
that.
fault.
Hell, Red Devils.
My I didn't even know what he done there.
You didn't even know.
Keep going, guys. Keep wasting the time. Get to 0.
No, but talk to me for real. Honestly,
Come on,
yes.
man,
Hey.
Talk to me about what you thought of that game.
You know what it is with United, right? It's really once. Me and you are the same, Fuad. I clocked it today. Me and you are the same.
Oh, he
No,
understands
we're
it
the
now.
same.
He understands it.
I understand you now. I understand it now.
Okay.
Bro, we're the
Okay.
same, bro. With me and you, it's literally one step forward, 10 steps backward, bro.
I like that you didn't say 2. It is 10.
Nah, it's 10.
Yes.
It feels like 10, bro, honestly, right? I get gassed over Everton. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm seeing something. And I see this bullshit against Nottingham Forest. And people were trying to get on to me after the game saying, you're being too harsh. It's still early days. And I get that. Let me make this very clear. I've seen enough from Ruben Amorim in the first few games, something that I've always been consistent with. For me, having an identity is the most important thing at the start. If I can see that, brother, to quote a famous man, ride the storm, man. I'm riding with Amorim. I've seen enough in the first few games that I can understand what this guy wants to do. But, brother, these players, man. This is arguably the worst set of United players post-Fergie that we've had. I think the only thing that compares for me, in terms of individual talent, the only team for me that compares to this is 15-16 under Van Gaal, where he sold Nani, Chicharito, Welbeck. We sold Di Maria, and we brought in like Schneiderlin and Darmian, and we had so many injuries. We're playing Donald Love, and that's when Rashford got. That season was poor.
Jackson
in terms of
Borthwick.
Bro, I'm looking at United's team right now, bro.
Name drop, bro. Stop,
No, it's not about name. It's like, who do you not name? There's about like 5 players that are maybe exempt from what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Like, I'm looking at our forward line. Yeah. Hoyland, Xerxes, Garnacho, Mount, Rashford.
My goodness
Anthony.
Gracious.
Bro,
Anthony.
I'm not even exaggerating here, guys. This is not me being negative, because I know what people are like with me. I'm not even being negative.
You're not.
I stack this attack up to Brighton's attack.
Brentford.
Xerxes and Hoyland are not better than Welbeck. Xerxes and Hoyland are not better than Joao Pedro.
Evan?
Xerxes and Hoyland are not better than Jorginho Rutter. Xerxes and Hoyland are not better than Evan Ferguson. That's Brighton. Xerxes and Hoyland are not better than Buemo. Xerxes and Hoyland are not better than Wivissa. Xerxes and Hoyland are not better than Semenyo. Xerxes and Hoyland are not better than Evanilson. Okay, bro, we have a bottom half attack.
Yep.
And this is concerning for me because you look at the amount of money we've invested in this attack.
It's 100 mil right there.
Bro, 100 mil between those two. Then you add the 80 million on Anthony.
Oh,
the 55 million on
60
Mason
million
Mount.
for Mount.
Bro, it's concerning that we've spent this much. And genuinely, guys, I'm not overreacting here. If you know football, you know football. This isn't rocket science. We have a bottom 10 attack. We have a bottom 10 attack. So I'm looking at Amorim, right? And I feel for him. No, I feel for him, honestly.
So nice.
You know that shit, right?
RH9. RH9. Get the hell out of
You know
here.
that shit, right?
It's kind of cold.
No, but remember who's doing it.
No.
Remember who's doing that.
It's not about the message.
Give that
it's the
to Cole
messenger.
Palmer
It's
and
not about
Fez.
the message. It's the messenger, bro.
Yeah.
You're saying that's cold. That's a killer celebration.
Yeah.
Talking about a guy who gets like one shot every 3 games.
Yeah.
What are you doing talking about killer celebration, bro? We get to see that once every
RH9,
5
bro.
games.
He
Nah,
came
bro.
out. He came out of a quote after the game saying, "I think it's more about us being in a new position, new ideas, new set piece coach, but we need to understand his ideas. It's a lot to take in, but we have to deal with it. We are Manchester United. We need to do better."
You said Amorim.
No, Hoyland.
Hoyland. What are you talking?
Bro,
I was like, yeah, Amorim, yeah, I respect that. Hoyland.
I thought it was Ruben.
Hoyland.
Let me get back to this.
Get the hell out of here, man.
And guys, people might think I'm being harsh, but let me tell you this right now for free. Amorim agrees with me, bro. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
He told you. He told you. He told you.
No. He said, "Bro, I just got off the phone to Amorim.
Yeah.
He agrees with me."
No. He watches Leah's clips. Put the comment. Put the comment.
Hey, man, long-time subscriber.
Ruben Amorim _77.
He says you spitting. He said you're spitting.
And the thumbnail caption.
This is where you got.
It's like,
You got to read between the lines here between his press conferences.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, he's saying all this stuff in press conferences about, like, yeah, we got to work with this team. Bro, his little subliminals that he keeps throwing at this squad in terms of, yeah, we're not athletic enough. We don't run enough. These guys have no idea how to play the system. Guys, he keeps saying, we're going to suffer. Guys, a storm is coming. We have to be cautious. He does not trust these guys whatsoever. And I don't blame him. Please. They keep panning over to Amorim during games. Every single time Bruno
funny.
plays a ball out.
Stress.
Every single time Lissandro holds onto the ball for 15, 30 seconds at a time, slowing down our attack. They look over at him. They pan over at him. And he's just going, how many times? I promise you, watch the games. You'll see it 1,000 times.
The funniest when he squats and he's like this on the
Bro, Amorim is aging
Poor
in front
guy,
of my
man.
very eyes. I feel for him,
he's
bro,
aging.
because he's left a team that are 34. They were 34 games unbeaten in the league. He's just lost 2 in a row, and he's got City away now next, bro.
I don't think you lost 2 in a row since maybe 3 years ago. I think.
Yeah,
or 4
something
years
crazy,
ago,
yeah.
some ridiculous
Honestly,
number.
so this is for me, right? And I've kind of come to grips now with
Poor
the
guy,
season
man.
that genuinely the
Was
manager,
losing set.
He
the
left
manager
sunny
beforehand
Portugal.
and the recruitment team beforehand have left Amorim with a poor team, bro. Honestly, it's a poor squad. There's a few players in there that you can work with, 1,000%. Every team has that. But for the most part, it's a very poor team, both from a technical point of view, from a physical point of view, but also, guys, from a mental point of view. We scored our second goal at 3-2. So we went to 3-2. 30 minutes left. Bro, I can't remember another chance on goal after that.
I think your best attack was Onana doing the backspin on the halfway line. That's your best chance of getting after. Just backspinning it. That's it. Just backspinning it bare times. Referees going looking at
what are you doing, mate?
Seriously, we didn't have a single clear-cut chance after that. And yes, it's a problem of creativity and stuff like that. But I'm even watching Forest are beating us the second balls. Forest are winning all of their aerial duels. Forest are going into tackles harder. We're down 3-2 with 30 minutes left at Old Trafford, and no one seems bothered. Everybody just seems like, okay, bro, you could have given them 60 minutes, 90 minutes. They wouldn't have scored another goal. It's just, they accepted defeat. And I'm looking at Amorim, and I don't think it's a thing from the manager, like, oh, you're a reflection of your manager. Amorim is screaming at these guys. Amorim looks pissed on the touchline, but I'm looking at the guys, I'm like, you guys just don't got it. So for me, I don't want to say I'm chalking up the season, because I look at the Premier League, and I always think you go on a few game run, you can get somewhere in the Premier.
Yeah.
But I don't see how this team finishes top 6, to be honest with you, bro. Honestly, I look at the quality of the team. I think we're going to struggle to really get that, especially because Amorim is not the kind of manager that's going to come in and be pragmatic and say, just like Ten Hag did after his first 2 games, scrap my system, we're going to play this just to get short-term. I don't think Amorim is about that. He keeps saying, for me, it doesn't matter about short-term results if after a year we're still in the same situation. So I think we're going to really suffer in this process, and the hope is that in the summer, we get the recruitment right. Then you see decisions like today where Ashworth is leaving the club after 5 months.
What do you make of that?
I don't know, because I don't know. I'm not like Abs, for example, who pretends like he knows the intricacies of Ineos. Dan Ashworth, he changed. I don't know. He didn't change shit in my life.
He changed his life.
He's some random white guy. I don't know who he is, bro.
Yeah.
So for all I know, what I'm seeing from today from reports, Ashworth, he seemed like he was on fucker. He's the one who wanted to extend Ten Hag. So as far as I'm concerned,
apparently he wanted to extend Ten Hag. He wanted Southgate.
Yeah, so for all I know,
that sounds like a typical white guy. That sounds like a typical white guy.
He paid over Ugarte's release fee. He paid over the odds for obviously Euro, who's in his last year of his contract. Like there's a few of those things that they've looked at.
I think the Saudis paid him to go to Man United, just mash him up. You know that.
All of this what you just said.
Within
and
5
Abs
months.
goes to screen like a...
Abs got
Abs
him.
is confusing.
Some Omar brother. What's the Jim Ratcliffe?
Jim Ratcliffe.
Bare random
you
brothers.
see the tweet I linked in the group chat today?
No, what did he say?
Ineos to the world and back.
They don't know who Abs is.
No, but anyways, so
I don't know.
I'm not against the Ashworth decision to fire him. For me, for all I know, it's the right decision.
Better off to cut
But
your nose than
I'm a
be
little
burnt long term.
concerned when I look at the decisions that Ineos have made from the start of their tenure to now. There's a few red flags for me, bro. I keep seeing all this cost cutting, whether you're cutting jobs or you're increasing season tickets. That's all well and good. But now you extended Ten Hag, gave him a new contract, then fired him and paid his severance package. That doesn't sound like cost efficiency to me. Ashworth, you scouted him for 7 months, paid $3 million in compensation to get him out of the Newcastle job, then fired him 5 months later and paid his severance package. That doesn't seem like cost efficiency to me either. So Ineos, we were all very excited, and rightfully so. We've been through hell and back with the Glazers the last 20 years. But I think we might have gone a little too far with Ineos. For me, there's a lot of question marks there. But the big thing is Amorim. If you back him, and I rate this guy. I think he deserves a chance. You're gonna have to back him the window, bro, because this team, it ain't it, man.
I'm gonna give you a person. When I asked you earlier, name and shame, name drop them. I'm gonna give you a person who I liked last season, did very well, but this season he's been getting carried away. He thought he's Marcelo. Dalot, I swear to God, that brother, whenever he gets the ball, I feel like he's allergic to the ball, fam. He loses the ball so many. He thinks he is better than who he is. And that comes down to you guys, not you specifically.
And it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo as well.
Yeah, well,
It's Ronaldo's fault as well. Ronaldo gassed him in the summer.
the underwear as well. He was
Yeah.
the
They were doing training sessions together.
That's Garnacho.
And Dalot as well.
Does he?
Hey, Dalot told me.
Why are you watching other man's underwear as well?
You guys pillow talk.
Watching,
That's what I was.
well, yeah, I just thought you're watching other guys' underwear.
Dalot told him what underwear he wears.
But
That's suspect.
you man,
that kinky room.
overhype.
Lights, bro.
It's the lights.
You man overhype your players so much, and him being one of them. Again, I know it's not bad. I'm not calling him out specifically, but I think this season he's been underperforming.
I think, massively, I agree, bro.
Massively,
From
I
the
agree.
first game against Dibbling against Southampton, Dibbling
Oh, yeah.
He ain't been the same
Bro,
since.
me and Cam were talking about it. We actually think Dalot didn't know what foot Dibbling was before the game.
No.
Yeah.
The way he was playing against him. And from there, his focus levels are poor at times. Like, he lets guys run off him so many times. On the ball this season, I think he's massively regressed, man. Honestly, like, his delivery has been poor. That shot that he took from 50 yards out. You know what it is? You know what it is? Dalot, for me, I never got, like, I think last season he had a good season. Granted, yeah, he was probably the best of a bad bunch. But the way, I agree with you, the way people have gone overboard about Dalot now, how he's like one of the best fullbacks in the league. Like, he's honestly bog standard, bro. Like, he's a normal fullback. There's nothing really spectacular about Diego Dalot. I look at a lot of our players like that, but the big thing for Dalot, right? You know what it is? Let me paint you guys a picture here. I've noticed on Twitter, and I'm not even trying to dig out abs here, but he's also similar. People, when they profile footballers, they look for tangible things to profile about them. They look at technical skill set, like their first touch, how many assists and goals they get, crossing, or they look at the physical, like the physical. That's why people love Højlund in the United fan base. Oh, physical, he can hold up the ball, he can run in behind, he's huge, the physical skill set. But what tacticals and all these people don't actually realize about profiling is there's something you can never profile. It's not a quantifiable thing. Footballing IQ.
Yes.
You can't quantify that. There's no way of profiling that.
You can't teach it.
Some players have high footballing IQ, some don't, and some will never have it. I look at Adama Traore, for example. He's been in this league for 10, 15 years. He's been amazing at running up players. He's strong as hell, dribbles past players. He's never had a final ball in his game. You don't think coaches have tried coaching that into him? He doesn't have high footballing IQ. I look at United. There's a lot of players with relative to the Premier League, right? Obviously, they're footballers, but relative to the Premier League level, there's numerous players across this team with very poor footballing IQ. Decision making is consistently wrong.
Bro, I keep seeing Madrid fans, United fans say, stay away from Dalot. My brother, we are not looking at your Honda Civic.
You're not looking at it.
We are not looking at your Honda Civic.
Garnacho
Is my Honda Civic still there?
It's safe.
Our Chrysler's safe, bro.
No, man.
It is
I was going to
safe.
say to you, I saw Liban, just last point on this game, I saw Liban tweeting out yesterday about Onana's mistake, saying
He's
this
so
is
funny.
why he can't basically have him as his number one long term if United want to be competing again. Do you stand on that same kind of point? Because that was one of those mistakes where it just
He's got a lot of bozo moments
to last season. Because I feel like this season, for me, he's actually been arguably the best keeper in the
He
Premier League.
saved us a lot this season.
But that was just one of those of flashback to last year. Damn, this is what he's capable of. Where do you stand on him?
It's harsh, but I feel like it doesn't help when he done that thing at the end of the game when he was trying to get the ball higher up the pitch.
Yeah.
I don't think it helps with that, and how nonchalant he is when he has the ball. A lot of fans, a lot of players don't like. No, sorry, a lot of fans don't like that. Like when we played United midweek, every time he gets the ball, we let him have the ball, but he takes that like extra touch, and it's like it puts anxiety into the fans, and then that seeps onto the pitch.
Do you know what's a funny one as well? I feel like his passing range as well.
It's dropped off a lot as well.
I don't know whether it's that.
Really
I feel like his short passing
It's
is
quality.
The first phase,
But the long
one,
Bro,
I'm not
he
convinced
bangs it out
of.
of play 50 times a game.
Yeah.
Bro,
I was like,
He
there's
over-
too many
wait,
times
he
he
overhits a lot.
overhits it or
Overhits a
hoofs
lot.
it, and I'm like, it's
Yeah.
not as accurate as like an Edison, for
I
example.
completely agree. This is something that, again, people don't talk about. Like, we highlight his strengths. This season has been a very good shot stopper, but let's not forget we signed Onana to elevate our build-up level. I don't feel like in short passing, yes, he can split lines sometimes. He's good at short passing, whatever, and he's very press resistant. But in terms of the long passing, bro, that guy consistently goes long to Rashford or Højlund. And yeah, sure, they aren't great at holding up the ball, but half the time it's going over their heads. Or like it's being slammed at their face, bro. The thing with Onana, I hear what Liban is saying. I think Onana really isn't a focus for me. Like, that's a bad mistake, but like I said, for the most part this year, he's probably saved us a few points.
You have too many issues
But
to
yeah,
focus
definitely.
Yeah,
Like,
on
again, I
Onana,
look at
yeah.
that forward line. For me,
Yeah.
this summer in the forward line, I would literally bring 3-4 players in. I would scrap 4 of them. Honestly, I would get rid of 4 of them.
Okay, let me
But-
ask, can I ask you a quick question thing regarding that? If you had the choice right this second to sell someone, one only, I know you got so many
Too
players.
many. One is too much.
Just
One is too
give
much.
me one that you pisses you off when you see his face. Because I see Mbappe pisses me off. Who is
Yeah,
one?
but you have Mbappe and then you have Vinicius, Rodrigo, all these guys. Of course, there's only
He's
one.
got
For
Anthony
me-
and then Garnacho on the other side.
For me, if you give me Mbappe, I'll hail him, bro. Honestly, like
And then I see Garnacho's brother on Twitter all the time as well.
Don't call
in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king, bro. Mbappe will look elite.
You cooked there. I can't lie.
So the forward line is, for me, the concern. I need to see a massive revamp of the forward line. Man United should not have forwards as bad as the ones we do. Like, that's supposed to be a good Man United team, even a bad Man United team. We have good attackers. Onana is not a huge concern for me immediately, but I do agree with Liban because for me, Onana has never and probably will never fill me with confidence. And I think his back four is similar because it always does feel like there is that moment of madness in his game. Even when he doesn't make a mistake, it always feels like there's that moment of madness. And I feel for goalkeeper in particular, that has to be the position where your defense has total confidence that you're going to be foolproof. I'm thinking of Van der Sar, Cech, Alisson. Like,
Kasper.
Kasper Schmeichel, good
Raya.
goalkeeper. No, but honestly, you have to have confidence in your goalkeeper that he's the safe pair of hands. He's the calm one. With Onana, I always have that feeling that moment could come. And granted, this year it hasn't happened, but that moment didn't really surprise me per se. It's like, you would never see Alisson make that mistake, for example.
It's had some.
No. That mistake in terms of a shot.
Oh, yeah. I fully agree.
Mistakes. I get that. No goalkeeper never makes mistakes.
That one there.
But that kind of mistake, you would never in your life expect.
I thought he took a
Alisson-
deflection. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, took a deflection.
Yeah, same.
And then you see it, and it's like it's going straight at him, and he just
Let
jumps
me
out
ask
the
you,
way.
would you ever expect Courtois to make that mistake?
Absolutely
never.
not.
I would never expect Van der Sar to make that mistake. I would never expect But
one
Onana, when I
person
saw that, if you were to tell me who was going to make that mistake, I'd tell you it's going to be Onana. It's similar to Ramsdale, bro. I'm not trying to dig out the guy, but similar to him.
Yeah,
Raya
Ramsdale's
is a
similar.
safer pair of hands.
Yeah.
You'd feel more confident with Raya.
With a
and
shot going at them,
But one person who I did notice do that same mistake, 2018 World Cup,
De Gea.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
De Gea is similar to that.
yeah.
De Gea is also not a safe pair of hands.
Exactly.
Yeah, De Gea is not a safe pair of hands either.
But one player I'm worried about under Amrin before we end is I think Kobe. I'm a little bit worried for him.
That color, that was
He
one
looked
moment.
he looked shot physically.
Yes.
That game, and I was a bit worried. And like I said it a while ago, he's very easy to get at defensively. And of course, a lot of people say, oh, he's not a centre midfielder. He's better higher up the pitch. He's not going to play in that front three for Amorim. He's only going to play in the double pivot. And that double pivot, you need legs. Because that's the reason why Agate's in there right now. He's got the legs.
Well, look,
And-
for me, Kobe should have never been one that is playing as much as he's playing anyway. He should be a youngster that's being
But that's the
almost
new gen, man.
ushered through and coached
Yeah.
through. But like,
Look at Lamine. Look at all the,
Foden.
look at
Lamine is a super talent. I love Kobe. Kobe's a very
100%.
talented
Yeah.
player, but I completely agree
yeah,
with you.
I
Like,
think
Lamine
he
is like a
should have been almost
dependency.
grandfathered in
Yeah.
rather than just kind of.
1000%.
I feel like he's broken through and they've just put the whole team
have, but
on him.
The
Essentially,
way Kobe Mainoo is playing right now, if he was playing at a good Man City team or at Liverpool and he was in this kind of form right now and he hasn't been great, or he'd be shifted on, you'd have a replacement there. Kobe sits out a few games, ease him back into the team.
Yeah.
Man United, Kobe plays a poor game, bro. He's in the team the next week. He has
Yeah,
to.
just
I'm a
to
little bit
move
worried
on
from
from United as well, because there was another team playing in this game and they did win the game actually. 3-2
shout out
Nottingham
Nottingham
Forest.
Forest, yeah.
Big up Nottingham Forest. They are currently
Big up
fifth
Wood,
in
man.
the table as well. And
happened to
yes,
Forrest Gump, man? I miss him.
indeed, big up Chris Wood because 33 years old,
Oh, he
10
was-
goals
he
this
was up to
season.
no good.
I think
No good
15
again.
goals last year. He's I think 21 goals away from the 100 club as well.
We're gonna find out right now.
We're gonna find out very very
But I
soon.
can't lie, his goal, yeah. Wallahi, I know we haven't specifically highlighted that goal. His header, the
Bro, he's up to no good, bro.
miscommunication between Onana, was it Euro? Or was
It
it
says
Euro
it
got
says on
beat
79
in the air.
Premier
It
League
was
goals.
21.
Onana,
21 to go.
Onana, De Ligt, and Licha. Bro, these three, bro, the ball is like, it wasn't even a hard
It's
header.
so easy,
It was like a
yeah.
looping header that Onana looks over, De Ligt looks over, Licha looks over,
And they
over,
all
over. Oh, it's in the goal.
and they
Oh,
all
it's in the
and
goal.
they all think his
They-
teammate
yeah.
is gonna get
But
it.
you know,
on
this is what I'm
myself.
telling you, Man United, there's no urgency. There's nobody in that team that is like
No one's
grabbing
initiative,
everybody
yeah.
by the scruff of the neck and saying, yo, get your shit together, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, that game, for me, the first thing I notice is how United come out in first halves. And when I see De Ligt and Martinez sit on the ball for 15, 20 seconds, slow down the game, look around, who should I pass to, just to go sideways, I can tell what kind of game it's going to be. And it was a reflection of the entire game. There's no urgency at all.
Three players
Listen-
that stood out to me very quickly for Forest, in my opinion.
Yes, please.
One-
I would love to hear some Forest praise.
One being Gibbs White. Gibbs
Yeah.
White,
Goal and assist.
goal and assist, complete. In that midfield, he was the one progressing the ball.
Look back to himself last season.
Anderson.
Oh, Elliot Anderson.
Hey,
He's been a surprise one to be fair.
very surprised. He was the one closing up the passing lanes in that middle, but the last person who I personally think is the signing of the summer in terms of value, in terms of impact, in terms of what he's done, and that is Milinkovic. For me, he's the signing. You can't give me any other player who's had an impact in terms of value, bro. 12 million, bro.
Yeah.
12 million for that guy.
Mazraoui, innit?
Hey, who's above who in the table?
Forest above Man United.
Who's above who in the table?
Say no more. So that's how we're doing now.
Yeah, be ashamed, fam. You got Forest finishing above you.
that's how
Came to your ground and beat you as well. Like,
3-2.
come on, man. Hey.
Oh, Forest
But
gave you the
credit to
word.
Forest. That is the first time they've won back-to-back games
Literally.
against United. I think in their 114-year history, Nuno Espirito Santo being the first.
Well, no,
manager
with the first,
to do it.
hold on, the first time they beat United at home.
No, to win both of his first two league games against Manchester United, but they won back-to-back league games. And
Every week with this club.
It's a new record,
bro.
yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
say
this
again?
team is the
Wait,
first
say
time
again,
they
say
beat them
again?
in 86 years.
50,000 times
Wait,
yeah.
say again?
left, bro.
I said Nuno Espirito Santo is the first Forest manager in 114 years to win both of his first two league games against Manchester United.
Shame, bro.
Chris Wood is the first player to score 25 Premier League goals for Nottingham Forest as well, becoming the club's all-time top goal scorer in the competition as well. Big up.
25 goals is crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
So wait,
listen.
so
you
Santos,
gotta remember,
Santos has beaten. He beat United at Old
At the end
Trafford
of last
and
season.
Anfield and Liverpool now this season.
yeah,
That's, yeah.
incredible record. Well, that's why they're 5th, to be honest. I think their season is very much going under the radar. They hit a little bit of a rough patch in form the past couple of weeks
I
as
think
well.
they're 6th now.
But they're back now, man.
I think
they
they're 6th
are
now.
back.
I think Villa are 5th now.
Ah, yes, correct, you are.
What?
Cool.
The same team.
No,
Villa,
actually,
where
no, they
people
are
saying
5th. Villa are 6th.
Champions
Goal
League
difference.
games, yeah?
They're +1.
They're
Villa are on
fifth.
0.
You're having howlers.
What did I say? About
You
Villa?
said Villa with Champions League football, they ain't going to be maintaining and
No,
sustaining.
no, I said they've got Champions League flu right now.
Oh, okay.
Because they went on a bad run recently.
Yeah,
I think they were like 4 or 5 games without a win.
They did.
Well, that's the end of the Forest and United game. Let's move on to the Arsenal, shall we? And they went to Fulham today.
What a
In
terrible
for a
game.
little bit of a shock.
Stinker.
What a terrible game to watch.
You watched that game here with a few of the boys. I saw.
Yeah,
kind of
unfortunately.
pretty much a sweat factory up in here.
No, it's not crazy in here. It's
Yeah.
not crazy in
AV
here.
effect, man.
Talk to me through that game.
That
What's your
was
feeling coming out of that.
That was similar to the United game. There was no urgency. It was very stale. Saka was quiet again. Odegaard was quiet again. At the moment, it feels like if there's no set pieces, no goals. And again, we scored a set piece today. Saliba, I feel like it's the second game in a row. He didn't even know he was going to score. And somehow he just taps it into the back of the net and he runs off celebrating like a madman.
Havertz popping that back.
Yeah, that first goal they scored, it was Kiwi was all at fault for it. Didn't check his shoulder once. Raul Jimenez just span off him like he wasn't even there. And it's funny because Højlund couldn't do that against us on the week and during the week.
Wait, Højlund made Kivior look good, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, that guy, Kivior's a bog average player.
Yeah,
bro.
you had
he
Gabriel
had the most
and-
comfortable
yeah.
night of his life
Yeah.
against Højlund.
And I'm going to sound like Ty here, but the weather was bad.
Ha!
The weather was
Oh,
terrible.
please.
The weather was
For both
terrible.
teams.
The weather was terrible.
That's both
I'm
teams.
only joking with you guys. But no, what was frustrating today was we're still struggling against mid-block teams. So as soon as they scored, literally while I was watching the game, I think the 20th minute I saw 6 men behind the ball. They had the 2 midfielders and then the back 4.
Yeah, they're compact.
Like they literally just said, "You're gonna have to break us down," and we haven't.
Lukic and Sanderberg.
Yeah, we haven't broken down a team in. I can't remember the last time we've broken down a mid-block team. Like we struggled against Inter Milan. Who else? We struggled against.
That
a
was
bunch
a
of
big
other teams.
thing when Odegaard was out. You lot were saying like when Odegaard comes back, we'll
And
be
when
able to
he's
unpick
come back,
these.
we've scored. I think we scored. Other than today, we scored 16 goals in our last 5 games since Odegaard came back against Chelsea, and we saw a huge difference in the way we go forward and the way Saka and Trossard and Havertz was playing. But today, once again, we've been foiled by another mid-block team. Sanderberg, Lukic, they had amazing games. They literally cut out all the passes to Odegaard. Havertz was non-existent once again. It's getting to the point again where I disliked him when he first signed.
Pendulum has swung back, hasn't it?
Where I disliked him at the beginning, where if he's not scoring, he's
Yeah.
offering nothing.
It's been a bad run for him.
Yeah, he's offering absolutely nothing.
He's got 1 in 7 in the Premier League.
Yeah, and he when he last scored, it was, is he going to make it? Is he going to beat Van Persie's record for 7 goals in a row at home?
Allahumma.
That's how long ago it was. That's how long ago it
You know,
was.
every time I hear Van Persie and Havertz in the same conversation,
Like-
it's not the first time I've heard this
Yeah,
shit.
but he was on that
twitches,
run. Like he was that
my
good
eye
at the
twitches,
beginning.
bro.
He was that good at the beginning where he was going to beat Van Persie's record at the Emirates for scoring most home goals in a row. And then now he's gone on some crazy, bad form. Then you've also got Anthony Robertson having a very good game against Saka in terms of every time Saka got the ball, he knew when to press him and he knew when to. Yeah,
Oh
he
my
knew when to
God.
press him and he knew when not
Bro,
to
at
press
the
him.
end, I remember the last 5-10 minutes,
Yeah.
you guys were forcing it. Bro, every time he goes
He
to
was
Saka,
there.
he's there, and then someone else is coming.
It was like Ander Herrera following Hazard.
bro,
It was
it
like he
was-
was on him and it worked. And it's like I haven't seen a left back do that to. I don't think I've ever seen left back do that to Saka where they just follow. No, as in.
the Porto left back last year.
Yes,
Wendell.
yeah. Wendell was very good, but I haven't seen that in a long time.
Great shout.
I was,
He-
very,
he
I was
followed
there
him
as well. I
like a
remember.
great callback.
I was there, and
That's
he had
the
a
most
crazy game.
aggressive I've ever seen anyone
he had
play
a crazy
against
game.
Saka, bro.
But we're getting foiled by mid-block teams, and we're still lacking that creativity. We've shut up shop at the back. We only conceded 1 goal. Of course, we drew the game, but going forward, the creativity is still not there. Even though Odegaard's back in the lineup, but it's I think Havertz, Rice, that left-hand side was like I don't like Timber at left back. Obviously, we've been hit by injuries with Partey going to right back. If Tierney for me is fit enough to be on a bench, I feel like he maybe should have come on or
I
maybe
think he
played.
just doesn't trust him.
I feel like he's
he's
never
completely
really
not in his
rated
plans.
him. I think he was just
Yeah.
on the bench to make up the numbers today.
Yeah.
Because I feel
I forgot he was at Arsenal still, bro.
yeah, same.
Same.
Like I feel like today he could have played Partey in his normal midfield role, Tierney at left back, Timber at right back, and it would have been business as usual. But
The goal that you conceded,
Yeah.
would you put a bit fair of blame on Raya?
I think Raya should have saved it.
Really?
I think there was only one way Jimenez was going.
That's true.
And if you know he's going that way, you dive slightly earlier because Saliba's there to cover.
Though.
Could have taken it early.
No, he did. No, I feel like Jimenez did take it early.
I feel like he took quite late. He waited for Saliba to come at the last second.
Yeah, maybe.
He waited for Saliba to come at the last. It was a good finish regardless. But like I said, mid-block team, we've struggled against mid-block teams for like the last year, I would say. This whole year, we've actually struggled against mid-block teams. Aston Villa done it to us. And we're still trying to get over that hurdle of having Havertz in the front line trying to beat a mid-block team. And today was just a hard watch, man. It's been a hard watch. Man United was a hard watch. That was a hard watch. And then Odegaard injury was a hard watch as well. So
how frustrating is that for you? Because I feel I'm starting to get the feeling from Arsenal fans almost like a little bit of disgruntledness coming through of just being this team that kind of relies on set pieces.
You think they're disgruntled? I feel like they're loving it, bro.
I love it.
I love it. What I was going to say is at times it's the corners are coming in and that's when you're winning against United. But then in games like this, when you're being frustrated and they're lacking that little bit of cutting edge, that's when they're looking at it like, right, is this our only way to create? And that's where I feel like the little bit of frustration starts to creep in. And obviously Liverpool not playing on the weekend, City dropping points. You almost felt like this was an opportunity to really close that gap. And it's just a disappointment now. But how frustrating is that?
It's frustrating because compared to 2 seasons ago or last season with how fluid and champagne the football was, to now where it's bully ball, year 5, Yova getting all the prop, set pieces, Gabriel's out, we're still scoring set pieces. It's frustrating to watch.
Why though? Why?
What's regressed?
Yeah, what's regressed?
Do you know what my honest opinion is on that? My honest opinion on that, you can't play Rice and Havertz in the same team anymore. When we played Nottingham Forest and we didn't have Rice or Havertz playing and we had Jesus playing, Jorginho playing, it was fluid, beautiful football. Jesus was there. Even though Jesus is not scoring goals, when he picks up the ball from Odegaard and he gets those little pockets with Saka and Odegaard, we always create something. But if you have Rice and Havertz both in there and they try to get involved in the little intricate build-up with Trossard and things like that, it never works. Rice, as much as I love him, when he plays on the left-hand side, he's not as effective as he would be if he plays on the right-hand side. He can't play the number 6 role as effective as Jorginho or Thomas Partey can, but then you have Odegaard on the right-hand side. So his only spot right now is the left 8. And as the left 8, when you've got Timber, who likes to tuck in, you've got Martinelli and Trossard, who like to tuck in, and then you've got Rice, who takes too many touches, that left-hand side's already... It's out. That left-hand side's... I was
going to say that it's almost become so lopsided how you attack now as well.
Like, it's so right-hand sided now, especially with Timber now shifting over to the left for this game, and Saka not having that understanding with Partey on the right-hand side. Like, so much stuff today, and it's been like this since last season. Like, when Ben White was out, we rely so much on our back 4 to attack, and especially on the right hand side, we've regressed going forward a lot.
But the way Arsenal, they just give me the impression everything you're telling me, bro. And the way I read it from Arsenal fans, I'm not saying they're wrong, but like it just seems so like everything is so operational with Arsenal, bro. It almost
so robotic.
It's too much of like a machine in terms of I hear the left side dynamics.
Yeah.
Saka today with part. It's just everything just relies too much on like the system working as a perfect machine. I don't know what the exact term for it is, but yeah, that's. I always say of Arsenal, I feel like if it's not Saka really cooking up something out of nothing, which I call the X factor, he's capable of doing that, or if it's not a set piece, I really struggle to see where most Arsenal goals come from. Honestly,
yes,
most games, I really feel like if that doesn't happen, and you look at the last few games, that is what's happening. If it's not Saka, it's a set piece. If it's not a set piece, it's Saka. If it's neither, hey, long day. I don't know. For me personally, I don't enjoy watching it, but I'm not an Arsenal fan. And you keep saying I'm seeing sometimes they're happy, sometimes that kind of football will always be enjoyable if you're winning. Yeah, winning cures everything. But what I keep saying to Arsenal fans, it's great in the moment, but at the end of the season, if yet again you have nothing to show for it, and you look back at the season, you've had good moments in games, but over a full season watching this kind of football, is that really worth the end result? Me personally, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years into Arteta, if I'd be able to kind of firm it.
And if Slot comes in his first season, finishes
Slot and Maresca.
And Maresca finish it, it's long. But just very quickly on the Rice point, you said the Rice best position is on the left.
Right.
On the right.
I'll say
on the right of the 3. For me, it's his favourite. For me, he would be better there.
On the right.
Yeah.
What the hell is happening with your 40 million signing of Mikel Moreno then? And what?
I don't know why he's been out. I know he had a knock.
Fragile.
Yeah, he's quite fragile. But I know he had a knock. I think it was against United. He had a knock, so he's on the bench. Or it was just before that he had a knock. And then I feel like because we had to have Partey play right back, he couldn't start today. Because I feel like we signed him to be the left 8 and he can't play the 6. So it's either Jorginho or Partey plays the 6. And then you couldn't play him in a game like today. You need a proper Englishman in that kind of weather. Declan Rice. So you couldn't play Marino in that game. Like you said, it's fragile. I feel like if he played in that game, he would have got taken off.
What's so crazy? You've got him that's fragile. You've got Calafiori. Seems like he's fragile as well.
He's giving me Tomiyasu.
Sterling is pretty much neglected. That's your entire summer window.
Yeah,
exactly. And then, but then, what is your best midfield then? Because if you're saying I don't want Havertz and Rice together, that means who are you starting out the two? I'm guessing Rice, right?
I'll start Rice. Yeah.
So who's starting a striker?
Well, after who?
Isak, Gabriel.
I was like Isak. No, Isak. Yeah. Jesus. My preference would be Jesus, Trossard, and Saka because they bring so much fluidity going forward.
That's smelly though. Man.
And it does smell. But Havertz, if Havertz is not on form and he's not got all the players hugging him and saying, "Oh, you're gonna score today. Don't worry, little baby, you're gonna score," then it's not it.
Arsenal are so effective, bro. Because honestly, like I look at their team and I'm like, I can't. Like, forget about it. Like, you guys know me. When Arsenal were firing a few years ago and last year, no one was a bigger fan outside of Arsenal fans than me. I loved watching them play.
Arsenal fan.
Relax. But I watched now. Genuinely, I don't enjoy watching Arsenal anymore. And like, I see all this. Like, again, I keep saying I feel like goals don't come if it doesn't come from two outlets.
Yeah.
And yet they just win games, man. They're great defensively. They win their duels. They win set pieces. I can't remember a team as good as them. But yeah, I don't know if long term this is really something that can win you leagues, bro. Honestly, especially when you have teams that are playing the way they are. I don't see it with Arsenal.
I feel like you need a spark plug signing.
We do. We need an Isaac. We need an Isaac. Someone like that. Yeah.
Rafa Leao.
I would love Rafa Leao.
But I can't lie. This season, if Bukayo can do something crazy and actually carry you, it will be massive for his legacy. It will be massive for his push to become that.
His PR push.
Do you see it happening though? Do you see Arsenal winning the league this season? I don't want to. Again, I don't want to continue. Like it's similar to Chelsea in that I don't want to like write them off, but I don't see it with them this year, man. Honestly.
I still feel we still got a chance. We still got a big chance.
Of course, for me,
How many
City,
points
I've written them off.
How many points?
I think we're 9 points. Is it 9 or
now it's 6 with a game in hand. It's going to go back to
6
9.
points. Yeah, 6 points, game in hand.
And how many games played?
15.
So 15 games. Oh, okay.
For me, it's similar. Like again, City for me, I've ruled them out. I don't think City got it this year.
Yeah.
Chelsea, like I said, they'll be in and around that area. For me, I look at the same with Arsenal. Like, they're going to be there till the end. They're going to push Liverpool. But in terms of leapfrogging Liverpool this season, the way they're currently built, the way they're currently playing, I don't see it with them, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Fulham walked away here with a 1-1 draw and due to Raul Jimenez's equal goal as well. And he is now 1 goal away from topping, actually, your boy Chicharito's highest ever tally in Premier League history. He's got 53. Jimenez is on 52.
Goals per minute, man. We're a super sub.
Is Jimenez also the first ever person to recover from CTE?
No, I still think he has it.
I can't lie. I feel like we might need to lend his brain to the NFL after post-career just to...
potentially.
Bro.
Give up his brain for science? Come on.
I'm just saying.
Come on, man.
Anyway, moving on to the next. Bro, Ryan Mason, who went into retirement. What's the problem? Why are guys crumbling? I don't get it.
No, you said, listen, right now, take his brain.
No, I said when he retires.
When he retires, when he's going to be alive.
Yo, shout out him, isn't it? Hey.
Call Raul. That's what you're saying.
Shout out my Mexicanos.
No, for real. Moving on to the next game.
Shout out my Mexicanos.
I know you went crazy with that thread on Twitter this week.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Next game.
Next game. We are moving on to Palace versus Man City, and that was a 2-2 draw. City looking like they got back midweek, got their win. You know what I mean? Break the little curse, but are Crystal Palace almost like their second bogey side to Spurs? Because I feel like whenever they play them, there always seems to be an early goal conceded. If I'm not mistaken, they lost to them at the Etihad a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
They won the league.
Townsend.
They lost.
Townsend.
Townsend.
Like Crystal Palace always seems to be kind of like a little bit of a bogey game for them.
I feel like a lot of teams bogey.
What did you lot make of this game?
But Pep is weird.
Is Rico Lewis?
No, you're like, yeah.
Is Rico Lewis? Is Rico Lewis?
What do you think?
What do you
Is Rico Lewis?
What do you think?
Is Rico Lewis?
But what I don't get, you beat Forest, no? A couple of days ago?
Forest.
Yes,
Yeah.
midweek.
Beat
Yeah.
Forest, Doku, great
3-0.
game. Grealish
Injuries.
as a 10.
He already said it. He said it was due
the-
to injuries.
the both
Grealish
injuries.
was an
I
injury.
said they were on the
but he
bench.
said but he said well, they're on the bench because got no one else right now, bro.
Yeah.
So they're fit enough to be on the bench. But he said in training they picked up knocks.
Oh, first.
So Peps, what you were saying?
He's still a weirdo. He's still a weirdo.
He is a weirdo. Yeah.
yeah, he's a weirdo.
One
but-
thing I hate now is they're just pushing that Mourinho prop, man. They're just pushing it on Pep
What,
right
saying
now.
that he's a
Jose.
psycho?
Yeah, this will never be Mourinho. This could never happen to Mourinho. If he had all this money, it would never happen to Mourinho.
Hey, man.
Mourinho's not.
Jose said it himself.
Mourinho's not doing a 4.
But what did Jose say a couple years ago? He said, bro,
What did he say the other day?
if you don't enjoy football, you go bold. My brother, he's going bold. And
He's been bold. What do you mean? He started bold.
Yeah.
but he's,
Started bold.
But it's looking concerning.
Is it bolder?
He's
bolder than bold.
Well, it's looking like
Bolder than bald is
It's Ten Hag.
Arne Slot. Oh yeah.
No, bolder than bold was Ten Hag.
That's wax.
The
Bro.
little
Like,
bump, the little lump right, the speed hump right there in the middle of his head.
That's like a bald head on top.
That
of
was
his
Ten
bald
Hag. That was Ten Hag. He had a speed bump, bro.
That's true, bro. There's a
What is
bald
he
head on top of his bald head.
He looked a little bit like Roger from American Dad.
Little potato. Yo, that's
Why did you never
crazy.
bring that up?
Yo, that's
Why did you never bring that up?
I don't know. I just thought of it now. I've been watching a lot of American Dad recently.
Is anyone surprised by this result, though?
No.
I mean, Palace take the lead 4 minutes in, of course, and I feel like they
great
could have.
pass by Will.
Hughes.
Will Hughes.
Yeah,
Two
Hughes was
assists as
moving
well.
like Kaka today, bro.
Bro.
Against
Wow,
City.
he
Honestly, City's midfield is so open and so they have no resistance to any kind of pressure anymore, bro. Will Hughes, I don't know how old is Will Hughes these days, bro. He's been kicking for a minute.
I remember when he was at Watford.
Bro, I remember Derby days when he was supposed to be a wonder kid.
Yeah,
bro.
I remember
Like,
that.
Bro,
132.
Will Hughes rolled back the years. He's schooling City's midfielders.
That pass
hilarious.
was incredible.
Bro.
That pass. And Muniz now back-to-back goals now.
First half,
From right wing back as well.
Palace could have been up
He's been
3-0.
decent.
Palace
Yeah,
could have
Jefferson
been up 3-0.
Lerma should have doubled
Ruben
it.
Diaz
Yeah.
saved City this game.
Facts.
Bro, he put his body on the line of everything. Because if it wasn't for him against Palace, they would have lost this game easy in the first half.
But I can't lie, that first goal, great pass by Will Hughes. Ricky Lewis stepped up to try to do the offside trap, brother. Kyle Walker, fam. Kyle Walker, my bro. Kyle Walker.
What are you saying?
He should have gone to Bayern Munich when he had the chance.
Wallah.
He should have gone to Bayern when he had
You know how Carragher said what he said about Casemiro. I think that's an insult now.
Leave the
That's
football
saying-
for the football
yeah,
leaves
yeah,
you.
That's
You
an
say.
insult now. Like I don't know what you can do to Kyle Walker.
I don't know what happened to him, you know? It was just within like 2 months.
Just
3
lack
months.
of
It just
awareness.
went, phew, gone.
He's aware.
I don't think it's been 2 to 3 months.
It's not been, but I feel like
it's been like
it's
18
been
months.
sped up. I feel like it's been sped up.
I feel like
it's
last
sped up.
season you were seeing glimpses of it, and I
Yeah.
think it's always been the typical thing of his pace has always been able to get him out of
Yeah.
jail. I feel like he's lost a yard or two,
Oh, he's lost
but
more
in
than
his head, he still gets in the position where he still thinks he can make up for that. Prime example was when we played them. He saw fresh
Werner,
Timo Werner come on, and he said, "Come, let's go run down the byline." And I was like, "Okay, let's see how this goes." Got absolutely cooked, and you see it so many times.
On top of that, it's just his awareness, bro. Like the goal against.
He's
Liverpool.
never been
I
great
know,
in
I know.
terms of concentration. He's
Concentration.
always been able to physically make up
I
for
agree
it.
with that, but now it's just it's gone to the point now. Teams are actually looking at him as a liability. Let me just target my man because he doesn't even check his shoulders.
Yeah.
It's so bad, bro. Ricky Lewis though, I like him.
Oh, I've liked him since the day I saw him
I like him.
make his Premier League
He's a
debut.
player. I don't like him.
You know what? It's so weird because the narrative on him I always see change.
It's so
2 and
split.
4.
It's so split.
Some people say he's almost like a nothing
Yeah.
player, and he's the
offers
jack of all
nothing.
trades, master of
Yeah.
none. And I'm like, but he's versatile, he's quick, he's technical, he can do a little bit of everything. And I feel like that's why Pep has been able to.
And he's still a baby, bro. He's like, what,
and
18,
that's the thing,
19?
he's still 19, 20.
He's the
It-
player who's the teenager I think who's played the most under Pep in his entire career.
crazy, crazy.
I think it's forced personally. Like I don't think Rico Lewis per se is some extraordinary game changer. I would
Yeah.
never say that, but every player has a role in a team. Rico Lewis clearly executes a role that Pep is looking for. He's versatile. He inverts.
Good goal as well.
He's good
Great goal.
short passer, intelligent
Great goal.
footballer. Took his goal really well.
Yeah.
Not every
What did
player
you
has
finish?
I
What
was
did-
yeah,
I
I
was-
was gonna say not every player has to be somebody who dribbles 6 players and then
Yeah.
puts it top down or
Facts.
puts crazy ball. Everybody serves a role. I think he serves his.
What did you guys make of the red card?
Oh, it's harsh.
It was.
Harsh.
The red
but-
card was for
Rico Lewis kind of diving in, but
Second
then
yellow. But it-
Chalobah got his foot on top of
so I
Rico
see
Lewis,
why the refs
and
giving
I was
it.
like, he stood on him. Why is Rico Lewis getting sent
But
off?
the way Rico Lewis dived in, and you're already on the yellow, you're giving the referee a reason to hesitate.
Yeah.
And remember, I think Chalobah passed, and they kind of would have been away with it.
Yeah.
Like they would have broken out. So it's those ones you have to give a yellow for it.
And the thing is-
Unfortunately, he's already on the yellow. You gotta go.
And that's the issue. I feel like this VAR not being able to check second
It's true though.
yellows.
They don't need to check for
can't.
second yellows.
can't.
But that one though, I feel like you could have checked that and said no,
Yeah.
just give that.
Yeah, but it's what's it called? That's
the rule.
That's the rule.
Yeah.
There's no VAR
For
on
you-
second yellow cards at all.
First
It's only
yellow,
for
second-
straight reds or potential
Yeah.
red cards.
You know what pisses me off?
Protocol. That's what I was trying to say. It's protocol.
You know what pisses me off to see now? Savio now. He pisses me off.
Oh, is he
now.
double? He's 18.
21.
Double
21.
Double 21, double 24. I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
It's
he's
been-
starting, bro.
It's been so many games,
Starting.
and bro, and
He's in his head now, though. You can tell he's in his own
It's
head.
Yeah, he had a
Because
he had a
Because
chance.
that record
Yeah.
is not
chances.
playing on- That record is not playing on his head.
Yeah.
2 chances inside the box.
Yeah,
2
I
chances
saw- I
inside the
remember,
box,
I
and
remember.
it both went.
Yeah.
Forget maybe a hit on target at
Yeah.
least, bro. Bro, why?
Yeah.
though?
One of them-
where he could have slid
One of them-
Haaland.
Haaland,
in.
that's what the first
And
one
there was another one that dropped him.
That one, though, I
Yeah.
thought he did the right decision. I thought that was the
It's
right
the right
move
decision,
to-
but the second one,
It dropped to him nice,
dropped to
and
him
he just
nice,
went so
yeah.
high with it. It could have gone anywhere, low, hard, anywhere. Would have gone.
Look, you watched him at Girona last year, right? Like Girona,
he was.
Girona, sorry.
Of course it did.
Bro, if he didn't, he only watched 2 games versus Barca versus Madrid.
Yeah.
That was it. He didn't watch no other Girona
Crazy.
games.
I
bro.
was trying to give him.
I watched him so many games.
You're a nice guy for giving him the benefit of the
Are
doubt.
bad people, man.
This guy's
I
El
try-
Clasico merchant. He's not a La Liga guy, bro.
Ah, come on! Don't let him say that to you. You watch along for every Real Madrid game. What's he talking about?
Yeah, I said
his
El
point.
Clasico, Madrid and Barca. He covers those.
Are you
Outside of that,
my brother? Put some respect on my damn name, man.
Yeah.
or vice captain.
It's
Vice
Sky
captain,
Sports
bro.
this week, bro. European football expert. This
What's he
week.
doing that?
Is that what he said?
Pepe Lu.
Yeah.
He's the
That's you,
Man
that's
City
you.
should sign.
That's you, European football expert.
Brother,
That's
when
you, bro.
when they need external opinion,
Yeah.
you know who to call.
They're not calling Fuad. They're not calling Lias.
Yeah, well, next week. Huh?
Calm down.
Man United fan. Man United expert.
But your topic is a Premier League topic. Don't
Yeah.
worry, man. Listen. Hey. Well, listen.
Say no more.
But listen.
I tried doing you nice. You. About Fabinho. You ain't never seen that guy in your life.
But going back to your point, yeah.
You like that one. You like that.
Going back to your point, yeah.
Continue.
I honestly think last season he was used more as the main target. This season, one he doesn't
As a freak.
he doesn't have Kyle Walker. It's not overlapping to the same way Akuta was doing last season.
Yeah, see them dropping the right back. Come on. He knows what he's talking about.
Respect me.
Jan Couto?
He knows what he's talking about, though.
Come on, man. Everyone knows Jan Couto.
But he
man.
name
played
dropped
for
the
Man
right
City.
back. He
Come
name
on,
dropped the
man.
And on
right
top
back.
of that,
I don't know Jan Couto.
And on top of that, last season he had Alex
What's he
Garcia.
gonna do?
And last season,
Alex
he had
Garcia in the middle, and he's gone.
Which Rodri was supposed to be the first person. That's what I'm saying. And on the top of that,
Yeah.
what he had,
Drop
he
one
had,
more.
he had, well, on top of that, he had Dripman dropping deep to collect.
I'm
drop
sick
more,
of
name
these
drop
guys,
more.
man.
Biggest guys on Girona, by the way.
Hey, on top of that, you had Alex.
Just quickly, I was gonna say, what did you lot make of the pet video midweek? Just before we wrap up.
You should
on
have
this.
slapped that guy up.
What was the midweek one?
The-
He's-
on
I
the
know, but
streets.
I
On the
heard that was
streets.
after the Liverpool final.
That was actually the United final.
The United final, sorry. I heard it was the United final. They showed the fit, and it was the exact suit he wore for the FA. Was it the FA Cup final?
Yeah,
So
you
this
know,
is
it's-
getting dropped
yeah,
months later.
Yeah.
Football fans are neeks, man.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah.
4 months later.
No, I know months
Yeah.
later.
Was it the
I
FA Cup they lost, or was it
saw.
Carabao?
Yeah, FA Cup.
FA Cup, yeah. So he wore the exact same suit that you see in the video in that FA Cup final.
Bro, I'm wondering why it took so long to come out.
Yeah, like I'm
Because
surprised.
now
Hilarious
Pep is a
video.
hot
though.
topic. He's
Yeah, of
lost
course,
his
yeah.
mind. Let me drop the football fans are losers, bro.
I like to
Honestly,
harm myself.
bro. In the NBA, for example, this happened one time when players tried like harassing players. We know
Malice
what
at the Palace.
Malice at the Palace.
we
They
love
went
it.
in there, shit up. They all got banned or whatever.
Yeah.
But that taught the NBA: don't ever let fans and players get too
Yeah.
close to each other, man. You guys are fans. These guys are players. That's always been a thing in football, especially in the UK. I feel like British fans are typically very respectful. Okay, they'll boo or whatever, but they'll never directly try and harass somebody or abuse somebody.
Yeah.
One of these days, one of these guys is going to snap, because I was seeing how the Spurs fans were like hurling abuse at Ange the other day. I was seeing how they were hurling abuse at Gary O'Neill the other day. And now this shit with Pep. Bro, these guys are humans at the end of the day, bro. What do you think Pep's going to do?
And I
You're
remember
hiding
even-
behind a camera.
Yeah.
What, he can't touch you. I hope one of these days they try it with the wrong guy and he beats the shit out of them. Honestly.
I remember even
best.
earlier in the season.
Seriously,
was it?
bro.
Nah, I hear it.
I remember even earlier in the season. Do you remember the video of Timo Werner where he was at the restaurant and he
Bro.
had some Spurs fan just walking up to him, like, "Oh mate, you shitters," and I was just like,
And they always do it.
Bro.
They record because they know everything's on camera.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you do anything,
They won't
I
react. Yeah.
that's
It's
that's
cringy.
corny,
It's
bro.
cringy.
Nah,
Yeah.
for real. I
Yeah.
can't wait till the day one player or manager retaliates, and then we'll see. What's
Even
so funny
even
about
that brother who done the Garnacho thing. What was his name? The Asian guy. The Man
Facts.
United fan. Yeah, that one was weird as well.
yeah.
That was weird as well. So all these kind of things are weird. But that was a big point for Crystal Palace. They're 17th. What? Yeah, bro.
No, he's right.
Yeah.
No, he's actually
for them.
right.
Big point
He's,
for
he's
them.
bringing it back to the game and someone
Nah,
out
for real,
actually
it was a
continue.
good point for them because I didn't even clock after yesterday's when I realized that they were that low in the table, and I'm surprised Glasner's still there, even though he was elite for them at the end of last
He's
season.
brought it back a little bit.
He has brought them
bad.
back the last couple of few
He
games.
started bad, but
Yeah.
I think the last couple of weeks, I think he's picked up.
Yeah, no, he has
Got
picked up.
draw against Villa,
Yeah.
draw against Newcastle, beat Ipswich Town, which is a team near them that they need to win, and then draw
was 6
against
points,
City.
yeah.
Can
So,
I bring up one player from that game? I saw you tweet about him, Nketiah.
oh yeah,
Oh,
talk
yeah.
to me.
Goodness.
I mean, what's to talk about, bro?
I mean,
This guy has gone to Palace. He wears the number 9. He comes on, bro. He's playing like on the wing these days. He's completely like. I think he was signed originally to start up front next to Mateta, and that experiment has been ditched because
That was a forced
it
signing,
clearly
man.
wasn't
him
working.
being
I
in the
agree, bro.
team was
Yeah.
bringing down basically. Mateta didn't feel like he was getting
Yeah.
any service or anything like that, so they just dropped
This is
him
why
out completely.
making the right move is so important, bro.
100%.
And honestly, when I look at it, the form that Mateta ended last season,
Oh, he's
also
unreal.
playing with one center forward. Why, as a young striker who's looking for guaranteed minutes, would you go to a team that already has a
Because
they're
they sold him
probably-
the
'cause
South
they're
London
prob-
dream, man.
They're probably the only ones willing to offer the money. I think
Yeah.
he's seeing he stays in London. I think it's the comfort.
Close
Then
to
just stay at
home,
Arsenal
close
then,
to
bro.
home,
If you were
close
just
to
gonna make money
home.
and stay in London, what's the
Bro,
point in going?
Mateta wasn't crazy for him. He went to the Olympics,
he did
crazy
his thing.
form.
Yeah.
It was like, and then now,
But I think in his head he's thinking, I can push Mateta out. You know
Yeah.
how
You couldn't push
Yeah.
Gabriel
English
Jesus
ego.
out, bro.
yeah,
You
yeah.
couldn't push Kai Havertz out.
Yeah.
Game is the game, man.
Mateta was playing like the best center forward in the league the last few weeks,
Yeah.
man.
the game is the game.
Poor guy.
Couple stats from this game. Most Premier League scored for Man City under Pep Guardiola. 85 Raheem Sterling, 82 Sergio Aguero, 76 for Erling Haaland. He is gaining on those boys.
It's a good header.
Rico Lewis just became the second Man City player to score and be sent off in a Premier League game under Pep Guardiola after Raheem Sterling. And these are the last remaining top flight champions to lose 6 away games in a row were Man City in the 1968-1969 campaign. The Citizens have lost 5 away games in all competitions. Crazy,
They got
crazy.
United up
I was there
next.
for the 68-69 campaign as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who is Alan Ball? And
You remember.
Yeah. No, I'm the historian.
You watch
but
it
were
back.
the-
I know.
You-
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep you in the
You
crowd.
sit there and see me in the dugout behind them. Yeah.
That's
I had to
cool,
beat them to it before they said it. You know what I'm saying? But moving on to the last game, and actually what I would say is maybe the most entertaining game of the week. And
It really was.
Brentford 4, Newcastle 2, and Brentford looking like they're pretty much entertainment FC this season.
I think they've scored the most
Everybody
goals in the
getting
league.
G-checked at the
Chelsea.
G-Tech, as some people would
today,
say.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Those of you that don't know, we have some history with Brentford. Brentford, if you ever want to get in touch and do some content, feel free to reach out to the podcast or DM Sharky if you like. But Brentford this season, 8 home games, 7 wins, 1 draw. I think they've got the best home record in the Premier
They do.
League. 26 goals scored as well. Like, what do you guys make of, 1, that game, but 2, also Brentford this season? Because I don't feel like we've been...
No,
Talk
31
about
goals.
them.
31 goals scored.
31 goals. Sorry, I meant 26.
They were there, until
At
today, they
home.
were the most in the league. And then obviously Chelsea scored the 4 today.
You know what's funny about Brentford?
I meant 26 at home, and you
Oh,
know the
26
second
at home. Okay,
place is
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm gonna let you
Crazy.
talk about Brentford, but real about the game in particular because I didn't watch it. But really quickly, I think people look at Brentford the last few seasons in the Premier League and think of like a very rigid, compact, organized team that they play long balls a lot. But I think people forget who Brentford were in the Championship before that, especially before they signed Ivan Toney and when they had what's his name,
Watkins.
and they
Yeah.
had Ben Rama.
Yeah.
This was a team that were known really
Swashbuckling.
good swashbuckling football.
Swashbuckling.
And that's his favorite word. I think when they signed Ivan Toney, it kind of like shifted to a different way of playing in terms of he's the ultimate hold-up guy. They started playing long a lot more. Their whole thing was David Raya to Ivan
Yeah.
Toney. That long ball up to him was like cash money for the longest time. And I think I really respect Brentford and Thomas Frank because when they first came to the Prem, unlike a lot of teams that we see when they get promoted, they try and stick to their style and they die by the sword. Thomas Frank and Brentford said, we're going to survive by any means possible. We're going to play the way that it takes to stay in this league until we can get kind of like sustained. We're here, and then we adapt. This season, I think Brentford have finally taken that leap. And when Ivan Toney left for Saudi this year, I think a lot of people worried, where are the goals going to come from?
Yeah.
I think not only have they survived without him pretty comfortably, they've actually adapted. And I think they probably play better football now than they did with him because now it's a much more fluid attack.
Yeah.
It's not all going towards one guy. It's not hold up Ivan Toney and everyone play around him. This attack right now is scoring goals for fun, bro. So I'm really impressed with Thomas Frank. I'm really impressed with Brentford.
Yeah. That was a very fun game. I actually watched.
You played really well.
Yeah, no,
I gotta
got a
say.
goal
You're
and
a hooper,
assist.
bro.
Got a goal and
Can't lie.
assist. It was a very good game from me.
Rinaldi doing his thing.
Yeah, me and Rin. It's George, D Wade and LeBron, man. That was me and him that game, bro. But it was a proper good game. I only watched it because I had Isaac captain on FPL, so I was like, you know what? Let me watch this.
Fair.
And funnily enough, I took out Mbeumo and Wissa for Isaac, and they Mbeumo scored straight away, and I was like,
Isaac
damn.
missed an open goal.
I was like, damn. And then,
missed an
yeah,
open
and then
goal.
Isaac scored a good goal, and then he missed an open goal. He rounded the keeper, and he done the typical
Too
Somali
late.
thing.
You took too late.
He waited, wanted to go with his right foot, but he should have gone with his left foot. He needs that killer instinct. But
Oh, bro, he's Eritrean. That's who he keeps claiming.
Calma. We are one.
we are East London,
One Africa.
We are the Horn.
East Africa. But nah, it was a I can't lie, it was a very entertaining game. But Newcastle, they've got so many holes in their team.
How bad I think
So-
for them, because they haven't won in their last 4. And
So
they're a weird one, because this season they seem to turn up against the bigger sides. They've
problem.
had draws with Liverpool and City, wins with Chelsea, Spurs and Arsenal as
But
well.
have they all been at St James's Park? I feel like
I
they're
believe so,
I
yeah.
think was- that's
Yeah.
But I felt like Shaw had an absolute mare yesterday for both the
Shaw,
goals as well.
Hope as well, fam.
Pope didn't play that
Pope
good.
didn't play great
Dan
as well.
Burn, Lewis Hall, their back four was terrible.
Is that-
Yeah.
Is this their window coming back to haunt them? Because I remember in the summer when we were doing the preview, I was saying, what is this window?
Yeah, they
Of
signed- who did it?
Oshula, Vlašideus, Odysseus.
It was a lot of money laundering. It was a lot of money laundering.
Which
Yeah,
is crazy because they're supposed to be the richest team on the planet.
yeah.
Exactly, and people kept saying, "Oh, you guys left out Newcastle. You guys left out Newcastle. There could be a dark horse. Tonali's coming back." I'm gonna be so real, yeah. Eddie Howe, get that brother out.
I think he's
Get
reached
putting this on
that
Eddie Howe.
brother out.
He's reached the
Last
ceiling.
season, no. Last season, the excuses were everyone's injured. Everyone's injured. Now you got everyone back. Tonali back, bro. There's a seeding with Eddie Howe, yeah. Even with Bournemouth, bro. Like even when he was at Bournemouth, bro, that's a cap.
Yeah.
Newcastle trying to be this great team with that Saudi money and everything. Get that brother out. Get an actual proper manager that can take you that level. Eddie
Go
Howe.
get your boy.
I'm gonna be so real.
Get
yeah?
your boy.
I'm gonna be so real.
Get your boy.
I'm gonna be so real.
Don't ever say Jose.
Money. If you give money to the special one,
Oh,
Jose Mourinho
No.
will
No.
not only transform Newcastle,
no.
he will make Newcastle the biggest holiday destination.
What do you think? Holiday destination. It takes like 8 hours to get there from London, and you're talking about holiday destination.
you to go there. You went too far.
He's trying to You're trying to sell the city, not even sell the team. You're trying to sell like
We start with
Geordies.
the foundation. We start with the foundation.
You think he's LeBron? You think he's LeBron? Like he's gonna bring all the tourist attractions
He
there?
will. Jose will do it.
Yeah.
Jose will bring all the Portuguese people in, bro. Come on, bro. I'm telling
Wolves
you.
part 2.
Jose, bro.
my
Jose
days.
even said it, bro. He's not Fenerbahce. He's like, bro, they sold me a dream. I never got the memo of.
Yeah, I saw him at one point say,
what did he say?
If there's teams in the bottom half of the league or in the relegation
He said-
zone, call me. I'm ready to come back to the Premier League.
Bro, he
He
said,
was joking about that. He said, "I'm being."
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
out.
yeah,
He was like,
joking.
"Everyone
You
needs to
sure?
stay on that
And that
side,
was-
right?"
You sure?
I feel like there's a bit of truth in
He
it.
came out. No, he came out and literally said, "I will never take a job relegation." He came out and literally.
at that one he was joking, but he came out and said, Turkey sold me a dream. The memo which they told me and what they were telling me that it was going to be is nowhere near what I've got.
Faisal, the amount
He
of
said
money
it
that-
stinks.
The amount of money that
He literally said it
Yeah.
stinks.
The amount of money that they're paying him right now, bro, I think it's the highest paid job of his career. That's why.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I know, but brother.
So they sold him a dream. The
Hold on,
paycheck didn't
hold on,
lie,
hold
bro.
on,
Yeah.
Hold on. You think Turkey, the Turkish dons out there, they got more money than the Saudis, fam.
But I feel like the
I guess
Saudis a mad stain.
My brother.
At this time, it's a mad stain. If
Saudis-
Jose Mourinho goes there, it
Bro,
would have been a mad
if
stain for him.
Saudi can sell it so well to Jose. My brother, come.
Oh, you're talking about Newcastle. I'm talking about going to Saudi.
Newcastle.
The Saudi League.
Jose Mourinho aside, now, how did Newcastle get back to being a top 4 side?
Jose Mourinho.
I said Jose Mourinho aside. Could like a Graham Potter maybe come in?
I said on the last pod, they haven't got enough technical players that a team of their that the players they have should have. So you've got Isaac, but then you've got Joe Linton behind him. You've got a
Long staff.
Do you know what I mean? A long staff
Even
in
their
there.
best players, bro. Gordon, even Bruno Guimaraes, they're good players. They're great players. But they're all like.
Power.
Yes, yeah.
Gusto.
There's not enough.
They don't have that-
There's not enough guile in that.
They don't have that je
Newcastle
ne
team
sais
whatsoever.
quoi in the midfield. Do
Missing
you know what I mean?
a
They don't have.
Barfa,
They don't have.
gotta go back to their French roots,
They
man.
don't have.
Ceballos.
They don't have a tricky winger. They don't have a tricky midfielder, technical midfielder that will push them over the edge and help players like Isaac reach their full potential. But yeah, like you said, I feel like Eddie Howe's reached his ceiling.
I would agree with that. I think he reached the ceiling last year.
Yeah, I think so. But I feel like they let him stay out of. He had credit in the bank.
I'm,
so it's like, let
I'm
him stay.
surprised Eddie Howe has lasted this long. I thought that,
Yeah.
Look, he did amazing, especially his first season, being the, or his second season getting into the top 4. But at this point, if you had told me that, what is this, the third year of the Saudi, that Eddie Howe would still be the manager, I would have thought that he won the league or something like that.
Yeah.
The fact he's still here, I'm
I
shocked.
think if it continues the way it's going, it definitely will.
Do you-
But now Brentford played good as well.
This is completely.
Big up, Brent.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys though. Do you think maybe the Saudis kind of like lost interest in Newcastle?
No.
I think they've realized it's not as easy as they thought it was.
Yeah.
I think they've come to the Premier League and realized, oh, there's all these restrictions. I thought we could just come in and splash the cash like City and Chelsea did, not realizing there's PSR, FFP, and all of this that they need to jump through.
Back then, that was more freedom. Back then, now it's now the restrictions.
No, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Thanks for repeating what I said, just differently.
I mean, yeah. Come
He's
on.
gonna put fancy
Okay,
music.
Vice.
No, he's gonna put fancy music and making a TikTok. And
Nice guys.
I
Let me
see what you
someone
did. I
else.
see what you did. But no, big up Brentford. They
Brentford,
moved
bro,
up
they had
to they moved up to ninth
Wemo,
as well.
Wissa,
Couple other
Sade.
standouts. Yeah.
Even though that's not how you say his name.
No, that is.
Is that how you say his name?
Well, that's how I say
don't
it.
know,
But
Sade,
scored a hat trick last
Norgard.
week. Followed it up this week
Yeah,
again with a nice little dink
Norgard.
finish.
They had a very good.
Norgardson's coming back from injury
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Clutch for
He's
their
been
midfield.
good.
And
Lewis Potter's been good.
I got a bit of personal beef with him, but we can address that.
Football manager beef.
bygones be bygones.
By the way,
Yeah, I can't let bygones be
And
bygones.
Wembo's first goal, beautiful.
And one first goal,
Beautiful.
baller.
Great crosses, great
Baller.
pass to him as well.
Baller.
Even his assist to the winner, the one that sealed the game.
Would you come to Spurs?
Would I come to Spurs? Yeah, stay in London, not too far away.
Yeah.
Let me ask
Yeah.
you a question. Are you a top 3 winger in the Premier League?
Am I a top
Right
three
winger,
winger?
right winger.
You sound like you're playing guess the player right now.
Am I a top 3 winger in the Premier League? I would say I am.
Right
Saka,
winger.
Salah,
I'd say I
and
am.
Wembo.
Saka, Salah, and Wembo. I feel like that's a good top 3.
Besides Salah, yeah. Besides Saka,
Is he better than Anthony Gordon?
Anthony Gordon's a left winger.
there's a left winger.
You said winger or
Right
right?
winger,
said right winger,
right
right
winger.
winger.
Right winger.
Oh, if we're
Right
talking wingers in general, no.
Oh no,
Yeah.
of course no, right winger.
Right winger.
Yeah, I'll say right
Besides
winger.
Bukayo and Mohamed. Who's
Yeah,
better
I mean,
I'd
someone's
say,
gonna. Oh yeah.
Mm.
I mean, and if I'm being real, I love it.
Kulusevski?
And Buemo.
Oh, Kulusevski's. I think he's turned into a 10
I
now.
would say.
Yeah.
I
He's a 10 now.
would
That's
say
the
right now,
guy.
and Buemo at this stage in his career is more of like the finished article than Ahmad in terms of who's
Yeah.
a natural talent.
Yeah.
I would say Ahmad. People would throw Jared Bowen in there.
Oh, yeah, Jared Bowen's
I
nuts.
prefer.
Yeah.
I prefer Mbeumo.
Jared Bowen's a shot.
I prefer
Jared Bowen's a
Mbeumo
shot.
to Jared Bowen personally.
Jabber's a shot.
I didn't like the way Steve laughed at
It's
Jared Bowen.
2024. They were approaching 2025. The man said Jared Bowen.
No.
Finish
Chill
it,
up.
2024.
Respect
Yeah,
Bowen.
Bowen, I feel like
Respect
he
Bowen,
ends up
man.
every season of like 10 goals, but for me,
Bro.
I think Mbeumo has more quality personally.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm just
But
playing devil's advocate here, man.
Put the
A
fish
shout out
and
to
chips in the bag.
Brentford.
Put the fish and chips in the bag. That's Jared.
He went to the
guys.
Euros thinking he was going to get minutes.
Well,
Well, I go on holiday, brother.
foul, man.
Go on holiday.
I was trying to give
What
Jared
the
Bowen a
hell?
shout
What the hell
out.
did Bowen
Go on
this
holiday, my
become
brother.
cool, man? But listen, that is the end of the roundup. We do have FPL to finish off with, of course. In the SDS table, it is Abs Talks Ball, still holding the number 1 spot.
Is it or is it FPL Harry?
Yeah.
No.
Shout out
It
FPL
is-
Harry
as
as well,
far
man.
as from what I can see, it's
FPL Harry's
Abs Talks
first,
Ball.
he's second, and then Ilyas is third. So in my books,
Yeah.
Ilyas is first.
You know what?
There you go.
I like your method. I know his case got cleared or whatever, but I always feel like there will be an asterisk next to his name forever. Vibes CF Big Merce, whatever,
not big
whatever
at all.
that means.
I think he
I
said,
don't even know what that means. We're going to get that off the table.
Silent bullets make the most noise with his little.
Empty barrels make the most noise. Shut up, bro. Stick to cutting the cameras,
about,
man.
man?
Yeah, I was laughing then, not laughing now.
Gas up that
Cheater.
mid-pack, man.
Yeah. But
He's
he is,
Calciopoli, man.
yes,
we
Ilyas
got a
Noriega.
Calciopoli league over here, bro. All these
for real,
Italians, man.
But Ilyas Noriega, top of the table.
Yeah.
Big up him.
Wow. Despite not having touched my team in over 9 weeks, I am no longer bottom of the table.
Oh my God, who's bottom?
Who's bottom?
I am no longer bottom. Rinity Lucky, though.
Oh my God.
Oh my god. And the worst thing about Rudy, he tries.
Does he?
I'm watching.
He be reminding us of the deadlines on a Friday.
I'm looking at it right now. I've seen his team's been getting changed.
Horror.
He's changing up his team.
I
with that.
haven't touched my team in 7 weeks.
That's awful.
Damn,
Nah.
man.
That's awful.
And right above him, El Faze.
Oh.
Hey, yo.
You're still
Hey, yo. Listen.
I haven't touched that game, man.
No, he's fine.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Anyway, moving on to the...
Let's talk about the ultras.
Let's be real, me and you, yeah.
We got wives and kids, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the SDS Ultras.
We got at number 1.
I still ain't claimed them. Come to me.
At 18, they can knock on door. Daddy, why am I dressed this long?
Top of the SDS Ultras table, we have TAA Annihilation. Big up, Tom. Idris is second place. Free Pogba third. Havertz is fourth. Aldib FC is fifth. Haven't Jota Clue is number 6. Ahmad, aka Black Messi, is the 7th. Granite Shaka Lover 34, number 8. Nads11 number 9, and Jinky Majink number 10. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for the podcast this week. Lalana Rose is 265. Blah, blah, blah.
You said the thing.
Say the line.
Guys, we hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please smash the like video on the way out. Till next time, peace.